Okay, welcome to Three Skulls Tavern. I'm Matt, your host, and here we are for episode 7 of Forbidden Lands. I'm joined by my lovely players over on the side on the left. If you're here watching episode 7, you've watched it already a little bit before, so we don't need to do character introductions or anything like that. One thing I will do, just for everyone's benefit who's watching live and for the players, is just do a quick recap because it's been a full month since we've played last. Last session, you made your way over to this kind of ruined location, which you can kind of see here on the map, which is where the let's put the little pointer down, that little bit there. You were told to go here or you asked to go here by a druid, an elven druid named Mergoline. And you've made your way there, encountered a couple of other elves who are kind of waiting at the base of the, this kind of citadel that sits on top of a cliff. So if we look at this kind of map here, you're basically, if I go over to that map to the side, I'm just kind of pinging as well. You're kind of there. There's like this forested bit at the base of the cliff, and yeah, there was a place called the Chapel of the Gods where you spent most of the last session trying to figure out how to open it, based on this poem, which is also handily here on the tabletop. So. For everyone in chat, if you don't hear me responding to you, by the way, this is probably the last time I'm going to look at it before we get into the game. I'm going to be focusing my two screens on other bits to run the game. I'm not going to be looking at the live chat. So if I'm ignoring you, that's why I'm not actually looking at the chat. Got to focus on running the game. So yeah, this poem here, 4 Divine Kisses Echo Hazily, which basically equated to kissing each of the 4 statues of God, I'm trying to remember the names off the top of my head. Flo, Clay. Can you guys remember them actually?
Flo, Clay, Wind, and
I don't think it's Wind.
Whale.
Air? Whale. Sorry, that's it.
And the Stalker, the Night Stalker.
Yes.
Night Walker. Mm-hmm.
Night Walker.
That one. Yeah.
The Night Stalker.
Well,
more sinister. I mean, it's a pretty sinister god as it is, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of, you imagine, or yeah, I mean, that kind of equated to what you did with kissing the 4 gods. The further bits of the poem say, Flow speak, quiet wail, the god of clay the vessel shapes, the walker of night the serpent escapes, the fortress is entered through the yield of the tree. Okay?
Yep.
So, that said, I'm going to reveal where you are.
Ooh.
And ping it. Once it eventually shows up, come on. Oh my god. Is this showing up for anyone?
Nope.
I mean, I saw Mud and Blood pop up for a second.
There we go. Okay.
Not yet.
Go here. Does that help?
Nearly.
No.
We'll try again. There. Can you see that?
No.
I saw the Three Skulls Tavern.
Click on it. Click on it. Quick.
Oh.
No.
Click on it.
Okay, I'm
now.
ready.
Click on it.
I can click on it.
Now I see it.
Do you see a
clicked
bit
on
of?
it.
Do you see? A
Oh,
bit of
I
map?
got it. I got it.
Can everyone
Yep.
see that?
Yep.
I do know. Gosh,
Ed,
that
you can
was
see it as
exciting.
well.
No.
That is
One more time.
absolutely not the layout.
Nothing.
in my
Nothing is
Oh, that's
showing up
funny.
on
I
my.
was thinking that's exactly what I had in mind.
Still nothing, Ed. It's kind of below the map of the kind of the picture of the
No, it's not
citadel.
showing up at all. I'm just gonna quickly
Okay.
refresh.
Okay. You do that. When you're back in, let me know and I'll do another ping on it.
Mhm.
But basically that's the bit. And the kind of the door at the left side is a door that's opened. It's pitch black inside. Do any of you have torches?
Oh, I have torches.
You've
I
got all
suppose
sorts
you
of
do.
stuff, don't you?
Does anyone else have torches?
I have no idea. We'll probably have to throw ourselves on your mercy.
All right, cool. then I would go ahead and start scratching out a
Let me
torch
check
for you
the
guys
character sheet and see what happens.
with my little flint and tinder
Mother
here.
of God, I've got torches. What do you know?
All right.
Okay, so there's a door open in front of you, which opened when you unlocked the puzzle, so to speak, and basically you had to blow into the kiss was you all blowing into the mouths of the statues, but one of them was cracked and it couldn't make any noise, and you gauged by the different pitches that each of them made that if one of you sang a tune, literally just made the sound of at the right pitch, that it would maybe be the equivalent, and that worked, and it opened the door. Okay, so first puzzle of the game. Yeah, go on.
Are the other elves still in the room with us?
No. Well, they I guess. God, who was watching you right at the
Standing on
end?
it being unhelpful.
No, once
There's
the
like
doors
2 or 3 of them.
once the door opened, then they're kind of I guess they would have lost interest, been like, okay, you figured it out finally, and they would have like melted away.
So was that before or after the goblin scrap?
After.
After, yeah. So assuming we're going through this door, Arlick lit a torch and exhausted his torch's resource, just so we all know. And yeah,
Oh, you rolled, did you? And they got a
I
one?
did.
Okay.
So we have a torch for the next turn.
Oh, that's not very long.
So I would have done it a little bit different, Eric, but that's fine. We'll play it like that. Which is,
I mean,
you light it, and then when I ask, you would roll to see if it's, if it kind of stays lit. But
okay.
we can do it like that. That's cool.
It'll expire when it's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's expiring as it anyway, so that's all good. Okay. So what are you gonna do?
Do we
think
have any
Arlick's-
reasonable choice other than to walk
Well, you don't have. I mean, you don't
along
have to go
through
in.
the door?
I think
Do we not have to though?
who wants to lead the way?
Screw it. I can see in the
You do
dark.
since you have the torch. Either you
Well,
or Cook.
I can hand it off to someone else if they want to take it, but I'll lead the way. Follow me, and I'll walk into the darkness.
Okay. As you walk into the darkness, the first thing that hits
'Cause
you
if
is
if I don't, you're gonna ruin my night.
the first thing that hits you is the kind of this musty smell of, kind of like earth, like a cavern.
Yeah.
Mixed with a kind of, the kind of dust, like a dusty sort of smell. Because it's not a
I
natural
love it.
cavern. You can tell that this is cut stone that's in here, but nobody has been in here for quite a long time. And in fact, looking at the floor as you're going in, you can see that there is a fine layer of dust on the floor that hasn't been disturbed by feet in, that you can tell. So probably not in a long time. So yeah, have you seen the next bit of the map show up?
Yep. That's good.
Yes.
So you come to a set of steps that kind of take you up to the up to a landing, turns right, a small corridor with another set of steps, and you enter a room. And as you enter the room, you see on either side there's a door at the far end which is closed, and on either side you see bas reliefs of the four gods, 2 on either side. You can tell who they are. They're again the same 4 gods that were outside, and they all also have these. As you can kind of see from the image there, their mouths are kind of wide open. Yeah, like statue, like much bigger than the sort of the statue size. And yeah, the door is closed at the far end. And you're standing in this room with these four bas reliefs. Or reliefs, or however you pronounce that.
I've always pronounced the S, but I'm now no longer sure if that's right.
Bas relief. I've actually.
Relief?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The
Actually,
crowd.
ask the crowd. So yeah, you can tell us in comments if you think it's bas relief or bas relief.
I think it's bas relief.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't actually know.
You're right.
Well-
I don't think there's any point in blowing into the mouths of those carvings because it'll be like chucking a sausage down a mine shaft.
That's an excellent phrase. I love it. Yeah, so Arlek is looking tired and somewhat witless, just holding the torch, and he's just going to wait for one of you to take the lead in how to deal with the situation.
How about I'll give you a freebie here. How about we do an observation roll from whoever is the most observant in the group,
Good lord.
which would be scouting.
That'll probably be me then.
Or Illyria, she's witty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no scouting. So
You just
5
make a
versus
scout roll
7.
for you.
Yeah.
I think you're rolling in game chat.
You're right, I am. I'm an idiot.
What did you get?
It didn't work.
Right.
I'm having one of those mornings, afternoon, evenings. 2 successes.
Nice.
Cool. All right. 2 successes. So you notice a couple of things. The first thing is that Leary is not in the room with you. That's the first thing you notice. And the second thing you notice is that there are small holes in the floor. When I say small, they're like the size of a pound coin or a nickel, I guess, to an American. And I don't know Canadian coinage.
Called nickels.
Okay, so yeah, that sort of size. And it's not like you're walking on a grid of these things, or like they're really close together. They're just kind of dotted, spaced evenly throughout the floor. But yeah.
Okay. Is there sort of like a defined path that you could see through them, or is it just really haphazardly random around the floor?
Oh no, they're evenly spread throughout the floor. They're just not like super close together.
Okay.
But yeah, you've as you notice them, you realize that you're like stepping over some of them. I mean,
Shit.
Oh.
yeah.
And you said Lyria's not with us? Like, she's gone?
She's not in the room with you.
Boss?
Well,
Yes.
Where
What's
did our
new?
Sharp.
where did our elf go?
Maybe she's talking to the elves.
Could be. Maybe she got lost because she can't see in the dark.
Only intelligent conversation I've had all fucking day.
It's also literally the only conversation you've had all day. You've got very little to measure it against.
Doesn't say much for you.
Well,
I'm only little. Speaking of being only little, how big are the holes in the walls, in the carvings where the mouths are?
Clark, don't be putting anything in them.
Because I'd like to see if I
big,
can
that
fit
big.
inside them and see if I can see what's in there.
You would struggle to get your head in. We'll say that one of them, maybe the sides of the mouth are a little bit bigger on the sides, so you can maybe like jam your head in one.
Take the challenge, Kirk. Take the challenge.
Don't do it.
Look,
Don't
what
do
am I
it.
supposed to do with a call to adventure like that? Come on. Like, are we playing role-playing games or are we playing cautious games?
all right.
So yeah, let's have a good look at the statue mouth and see if there's anything
Which
to see in there.
statue are you looking at specifically?
I think the one which is on the
Tell me the god you're
First
looking
on
at.
the-
Tell
on
me
the-
tell me
on-
the god you're looking at.
Dingle Wangle.
So the names of the gods again are Flow, Whale, Clay, and the Nightwalker. We'll do them in that order from the left.
Sorry,
so
I didn't know
Flow
some of that. I was
Flow
just
is
being
first.
facetious.
Flow is first. Whale is next. Then going in like clockwise order. Then it's Clay. Then it's the Nightwalker. As you're
Hang on,
entering the
while I
room.
Mentally picture what clockwise means.
So as you're entering the room,
As you
first
walk
one on your
into the
left,
room.
first one on your
Yeah.
left is Flow. The next one on your left is Whale. The
Right. Yeah.
on your furthest on the right is Clay, and closest on the right is the Nightwalker. So which one are you?
I'm gonna go with Flow because it looks much less scary than all the others. I'm assuming what the others look like because we can't see them on this wee map.
Okay,
But I'm assuming they look scary.
that's fine. So you you stick your head in Flo's mouth. You kind of jam your head in there a little bit, and as your head kind of jams in, because it's quite a tight squeeze,
Fuck.
you feel with your head a slight click, and at the same moment, water starts gushing into your face from behind the statue, as water starts pouring out of the statue's mouth. We'll handle that in a second. Everyone else in the room, you notice that water starts flowing out of all 4 of the statues' mouths, and we're talking huge quantities pouring out of their mouths. However, it seems to just be flowing straight into the holes and just like not filling up the room.
Okay.
And just as that is happening, as Kark's head is still stuck in Flo's mouth, you notice Lyria enter the room. Lyria,
What
that's what
the
you see.
hell? I'll leave you for what, like 5 freaking seconds, and this happens.
He holds
Well-
his hand up. I didn't touch nothing.
It made sense at the time.
Watch. I mean, so let's look at Kark for a second. Kark,
Can I go over and like grab him?
yeah, like you're at risk of drowning. We're talking about like a river has been unloaded in your face as your head is wedged in his mouth. So let's get a
dear.
stamina roll from you to start off with,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
just for shits and giggles. Which you won't be able to push, I don't think, for this one.
Makes sense.
And then
Right,
we'll just
stamina.
let Key pull you out eventually. This is just like while Key's like looking like, what the hell's
guessing
happening? Oh
probably
look,
strength
here's
and
Lyria.
endurance.
Oh shit, we better pull Kark out. Like,
Then
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that.
what's that?
But strength, endurance, because
Endurance, not stamina. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
endurance. Thank you. I was looking at the character sheet.
Ooh, I forgot that my strength characteristic is quite damaged. This might go badly.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Down to 2. 2 and 1.
Okay, well, if I die, that's fun.
It won't be. I won't be killing you here.
Shame.
not here.
Pity. Well,
I will let you
Not a
push this.
success.
Actually, this is something that's happening quite. Yeah, well, I'll let you push this because the house rule on pushing is you can't push on
I
anything that
successfully
takes
pushed
longer.
it, but I did not.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Oh.
I didn't suffer for it, but it also didn't.
So I'm
help.
just gonna quickly roll then my own GM's dice for some water damage.
Our
What's that?
Frantically.
our goblin's drowning.
This is just as this is all happening. Like Kark's like.
The most incredible waterboarding.
Okay, and you take 1 damage. You take 1 damage before you're pulled. You're kind of popped out of this mouth.
Okay.
What have I told you, Cog, about sticking your head into things you don't know where it's been?
Found out what the holes are for.
Looking down at the water, I see an oil sheen on it as it runs past Kark and into the holes, reflecting on the firelight.
What's that?
Oil slick. Dirty goblin. Getting washed.
Okay. Right. I was like, oil?
What do you know?
Are we powered by the apocalypse?
No, we're playing with the dirty goblin.
Yep, indeed. Okay,
Warned you about that.
so the water is just pouring out of these mouths. It's still pouring
Going
out of these
down.
mouths. Like, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of gallons or pints or, whatever. Quarts.
Lots of water.
Lots of water.
Furlongs.
Liters. That's what I was looking for.
Hogsheads heads of water.
What do you want to do? The door at the other end of the room hasn't opened.
Oh. Well, we know how well we did in the previous room. How well do you think we can do in this room?
Well, my feet are getting wet, and I do not like wet feet. So,
If you have a mallet in your backpack, we could probably try and break the door down.
I
Well, at
don't
least we
think
know
I
what the
have a
holes are
mallet.
Fen, I just saw Fenhorn
Hang.
made a comment of, does this count as your water ration for the day?
I think it should.
I agree.
I
Yep.
agree. Yeah, I mean, you've
There's
inhaled.
no question that I've swallowed some of that water.
Yeah.
He's going to just quickly go back to the entrance to this room.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's a door?
No.
Can we? I thought you were going to suggest that we could.
The
go out and
entrance
come
behind
back in
you.
again.
The entrance behind you is like on the map here. It just opens into the room. There's a
Okay.
doorway, but there's no actual door.
I'm just worried that the door might, if there was a door, it might shut and then we'd all drown to death.
Well,
There's still, you can see the water is still flowing into these holes and isn't actually filling up the room at all.
Where do you
Even though
think
there
these
are,
holes go?
you know, there is a huge quantity of water pouring out of these mouths. You're
Do you
all a
think the
bit wet
water
as
goes
well.
down and then somehow goes back up.
I mean, you could hear the gurgling of water, but like below your feet, as the water is kind of like, you know, falling into a reservoir below you.
well, if someone
Right.
has some bright ideas, now's the time. Because
Hey,
It's
well,
just we just-
first, Kark, what have I told you about sticking your head into random holes?
You're not the boss of me.
Secondly, did you see anything when your head was stuck in there?
It's dark. It's really dark.
Says the one who brags about being able to see in the dark quite often.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's how you know it's really dark.
Key's just going to start walking towards the other end of the room.
Yep. Okay, you walk to the other end of the room. You're standing in front of the door.
Does it have door handles and...
It's just a smooth, like a smooth stone door.
Right, okay.
So then these look like the same gods that were in the previous room, correct?
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I go
Okay.
try and see if Kark wants to stick his head into the other one, the wind one or whatever it was. Whale.
While water's still coming out.
Well, yeah, I gotta try something.
How about you?
I'll
Very
let
refreshing.
Yeah.
you want to give us a hand trying to push this door?
All right. I'll do that.
I've been trying really hard not to go through all of the things that you know you're supposed to do in puzzle games. But honestly, my patience is wearing thin.
So you want to push the door, is that right? Or like in key?
Yeah.
The door
like a
the door
thing.
swivels very smoothly open away from you.
Oh. That seemed...
All right.
very-
We got it.
That was easy.
Oh, too easy.
Pity my feet got all wet,
feeling
but
that we're wildly overthinking everything.
that or some fate up
I'm
on
guessing
high
that the
smile
holes are a
down
result
on
of
us.
somebody
Let's keep
having
going.
deactivated this trap by having
All right.
drilled holes in the floor.
You enter there's a small corridor and you enter
Ooh.
another room. And you notice that in this room there are a number of kind of vines that are held up on there's some like looks like metal stakes driven into the floor
Okay.
that these vines are kind of wrapping around, and they're ancient looking, like you're not even sure that they should still be alive, but they're just kind of wrapped around these metal poles. And Key, because you got 2 successes previously, you notice that there are similar holes to the holes in the floor, the same size, like halfway down the wall, in like to your left in this room.
Yeah.
And there are no holes in the floor in this room, but there's no water.
Okay.
There's no water coming in.
On closer inspection, are the vines actually skeletons impaled on the spikes?
No, they're definitely vegetation.
Okay.
You notice on the far right of the room a stone stairway leading up to a kind of mezzanine floor, which you can then see just at the edge of the torchlight, another doorway with no door, just a doorway leading into somewhere else. And just at that moment, the torch gutters out.
Yeah, actually, so as it's guttering out, I'm sort of digging around in my pack for some more torches.
Light
Okay.
one of the vines on fire.
So I'm gonna spend a willpower and
Okay.
produce another.
A single D6 worth of torches.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you. So we're gonna do this my way, which is how I'm not sure this is actually by the book, but in my head, for a little bit more tension, rather than knowing
Yep.
that it's gonna be going out in the next turn, I want it to be you roll, and if that roll has, if you get a 1 or a 2 on that roll, then it gutters out then.
Yeah, totally.
So just it's
That's more fun.
same roll, just slight different kind of way of looking at it. Okay, so you get your second torch lit. What do you want to do?
Guess we go up the stairs, right?
You can hear the water behind you slowing, like it's not flowing out as strongly now.
Area. Are the plants saying anything?
Feed me.
Makes sense. We should probably leave them be.
Yeah.
We still have our
That's-
cauldron with us, or is that with the animals?
That's probably on the animals.
I don't think any one of us is going to feel like humping a cauldron through this.
Yeah, the cauldron's on Greta, so we would have left that out.
Makes her look a lot like a weird turtle.
Yeah, so I would start heading up the stairs.
Yep.
With the torch.
Yeah. Okay, everyone coming with?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's
All
not
right.
overthink this.
You
I kind of like got halfway up the stairs. I go, oh, I best check the stairs, and then think, oh, forget about it,
Yeah,
and carry on
it's
going.
fine.
okay? So you can see just beyond this doorway, there's a set of stairs leading steeply up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's go up.
All right. You all head in and you head up the stairs. The stairs go on for quite a while, and when you get to the top, it opens into another room with, once again, 4 statues of the gods on it.
It's a real thigh burner.
I'm gonna trying to grab your mini because it's disappeared behind these like over. There we go. Right.
Must be nice having long legs.
So you get to the top there, and basically what you can see is there are once again 4 statues of the same 4 gods, and beyond them there's a doorway, a portal into another room that the light is casting through. And obviously you can see from looking at the virtual tabletop what's there, but you can't actually see it at the moment. You're still in this kind of entry room.
All right.
So what do you want to do?
Okay.
Once
see
again,
anything?
the mouths of all of the statues are open.
Are we gonna kiss
Okay.
these ones too?
Seems like a good idea. Let's give it a shot.
Well, the door is open. So
Yeah. So I guess there's no actual necessity, is there?
yeah, maybe we skip these ones. What do you think, Lyria?
Let's
I
go.
guess we could try.
Hmm.
So what are you doing?
I'll hold the light.
I mean, honestly, we haven't run into any real problems so far, except for Kark sticking his head in a hole.
That's true. And my feet
That was
getting wet.
probably avoidable.
All right.
All
So
right.
you're just gonna walk
Sure.
through.
Yep.
You enter the next
Slowly.
room, and you notice as you enter the room that there are kind of carved faces of the 4 gods along both sides, the left and the right hand side of the room, as you're kind of just all along the length of the room on both sides.
Stop at the doorway when I see those.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, there are flagstones on the floor, which is different. There haven't been flagstones in any of the other rooms you've been in yet.
Come on, it's not like this is a booby-trapped elven temple. That's insane. Obviously,
never happen.
nobody would build a temple which also tries to kill people in the temple. That's complete madness.
Well,
How are
Especially
you
just
supposed
to
get
make it
your
as a
worshippers
shortcut.
worshipping?
Hey, yeah, I think we should be fine.
so I'm looking at this, and it makes me feel a little tense. And I'm feeling like maybe we want to get across this room as quick as we can.
So you're saying we should just run?
Yeah, make a run for it.
All right. But who's going to get through the door first?
Who's feeling fast? Kark looks pretty fast.
Mm.
I would look over to the side of the wall and see the varying. I'm assuming that what we see is kind of what we're getting. Like there's varying heights of faces. I mean, worst case, Kark only has to make it past one row of heads if there is something going on here.
Fair enough.
Or
I mean,
Key, you
if it's
feeling
logical.
sprightly?
I'm feeling sprightly. I reckon I could run it.
All right.
You're gonna sprint just so you're gonna be the guinea pig. Is that it?
Apparently so.
Okay.
I figure I'm the fastest, so I might as
Okay.
well.
You're not taking a torch with you though.
I can hand it over to him.
All right.
Okay, so you've got a torch in one hand. The rest of them are waiting in like just inside the doorway of this other room.
Put the bow on my shoulder and like, right, okay.
All right, and you're gonna run, yeah?
Yep.
Hold on. Before
Well,
you run,
All right,
maybe you
let's-
should just take like one step or something to see if anything happens.
All right. I'll go to one flagstone and kind of put some weight on it, but get ready.
I mean,
to
you're
throw
all
myself
standing
backwards.
on some flagstones already.
All right. Okay.
The whole room is covered in flagstones.
No, seems fine.
You step on the next flagstone along.
Yep.
Nothing happens. It's firm. Nothing happens.
I think it's all right.
And so, are you gonna run across then?
Yeah. Why not?
You're gonna run or you're gonna walk?
I'm gonna run.
Let's all run together. I kind of want to get out of here. If something gets triggered and we're all just staying here, maybe Key's the only one who gets out.
I don't know. It seems like 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
run. So.
All right, I'm running with Key.
All right. Is everyone else running?
Screw it.
why No.
not?
Amazing.
Okay. So Arlek and Key start sprinting, and
Oh yeah.
as soon as you make it just less than halfway across, you feel the flags. You feel some flagstones depress slightly as you step on them,
Right.
and instantly, out of all the mouths on either side of you, there are something is spat out, and you feel these light like puffs of powder, like
Oh yeah.
For the,
on your faces, on all four of you.
I'm still in the doorway.
You're in. Okay, you're in the doorway. Kark, were you in?
it's just us two.
Fine. So Lyria and Kark, you can see that there is these like small whiffs of something wishing out of the like. It's very insubstantial, and as something is hitting their bodies, there are these little puffs of of something kind of surrounding them.
Yeah. Probably refreshing.
And a small, like a cloud of this is filling the room. And it's right next to you as well. So you've got an instant to decide what to do before I say what's happening next. I'm kind of pausing it.
I'm running
yell-
faster.
I'll get
I'm
them
just
to
running.
drop.
You're going to drop? What are you doing, Kark?
Well, I'm yelling at them to get down.
I think I'm gonna stand there bewildered.
Okay. So
That's fair.
fine. So Charlotte, Lyria drops to the floor. She's shouting, "Get down!" It's too late for Key and Arlek. They've got facefuls of this stuff. Kark is now inhaling it as well. So the three of you, I want you each to give me an endurance roll, please.
All
Oh,
right.
happy days.
So that's strength plus
Um,
endurance.
That'd be strength then.
Can I? How do I want to do this? Let's see.
I have six.
Nah, I'm just gonna roll it. I can't motivate animal handling for endurance here.
Well, success for me.
One success.
I
my
think I could
glass?
probably motivate my pride for this, but
Oh yeah, probably.
also I've succeeded anyway.
I did not get a success.
So you say you've succeeded, but this is poison, right? and it's an opposed roll. So I roll for the potency of the poison. So your one success may
dear.
not be enough, depending on how well I
You
roll.
say you succeeded.
So
Yes. No.
Ah, crap.
okay.
We've been poisoned.
So who's had successes?
I have.
One success from me.
Okay, so I've rolled 2 successes, which means you're going to take 1 point of empathy damage,
Okay.
each of you. Arlek is going to take 2 points of empathy damage.
Okay.
Sorry, no, that's not right. You take if the poison succeeds, if you don't succeed against the poison, then you succumb to the full effect of the poison, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, so it doesn't. It's not like a matter of magnitude or anything like that. Harry, I'll let you use your pride if you want to roll it for this.
Yeah.
What's your pride?
I can endure any injury.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a D12 roll.
Oh, hang on a second. I gotta plug a cable in there. So a D12, you say?
Mm-hmm. And I think in Sabadius you roll. Oh God, I don't remember if it might be like pride or something. Let me do a test one very quickly. I just do that. Yeah. So just type in
am I
RF
taking-
pride and it'll roll your pride.
Okay.
What was that? Sorry, Eric.
Am I taking 1 point of empathy damage per round until I'm broken?
You're taking 1 point of empathy damage right now. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yep.
3 successes. Okay, so you don't
Nice.
actually.
How the hell does that work?
It's a D12 that's been rolled.
Yeah.
And it looks
You
like
rolled an
rolling
11.
low is the way forward.
No, it's an 11 you've rolled.
No.
Oh.
So an
good.
11 is 3 successes. A 12 would be 4 successes. But anyway, so Kark and Lyria aren't suffering anything at the moment. But you can see that there's this cloud of something kind of filling the room. Arlek and Key are coughing as they kind of like stop halfway across. You know, as you're basically, your vision is obscured by this. Even like holding the torch, it's like you've waded into fog of this, like it's effectively spores, right? It's like cloud of dusty spores.
To see anthrax.
And the two of you can see on either side these mouths in the wall. 2 of them step free of the wall, and there is some sort of stone golem standing there.
Ooh.
They both reach out their hands at the same time and point at you both.
I'm gonna throw the torch at them.
You throw the torch. So Lyria and Kark can't see this because of the kind of this kind of spore cloud. You can see like where the torch light is. You see the torch go hurtling to the side. Your torch hits one of the golems, doesn't do anything to it, and kind of falls to the floor and gutters out.
Yeah. Now
You're in
it's dark.
pitch black now. The two of you can hear stones scraping along the floor as these things are moving towards you.
I'm gonna just move in a random direction as quick as I can, coughing and spluttering and
Yeah.
A
like,
random direction. Like which direction is that?
well, whichever direction is. If I've thrown it there, I'm gonna go left, but I don't know if that's.
So away
left towards the door.
away from the statue things.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're gonna
Considering it's
move
gone
to the
pitch black.
other side of the room.
Good lord.
I want to be moving in the same direction. Can I make like a wits roll to determine?
Sure,
which
yeah, you can
direction
both
I was
you can
going
both
in?
make
Okay.
a raw wits roll. So no,
Yeah.
that makes sense for me. Just
Okay.
keep your wits about you.
I
A
mean,
bit.
it's
I mean,
very
you're
unlikely
you're
'cause-
under the influence of a poison, right?
Yeah. And I have terrible
This is
wits.
literally just to tell if you can tell which direction the door was in. You have to do RF first.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No problem.
I should know this by now.
I have no idea. Oh, Key. Can I follow Key?
Well, you're kind of. It's dark, right? You don't really know
I can't
what's
see
going
anyone.
on. Key is
Yeah.
freaked out as well. He's thrown his torch, and Key is rushing in the right direction.
Towards the doorway. hopefully.
Key, where'd you go?
This way.
I'm following. I'm following his voice.
Okay, you can hear things kind of like scraping, this sound of stone scraping on stone behind you as you're kind of rushing blindly with your hands in front of you through the dark. And you
I just throw the torch.
you kind of stumble into the wall at the far end near the doorway. Find the doorway and kind of go through. There's no door there. What are Lyria and Kark doing? You've seen this torch get like thrown to the wall, like halfway into the room. You can't make out anything. You can just hear them running away. You can hear them shouting at each other a little bit. It's all a bit muffled. And ahead of you is this kind of wall of spores kind of dancing in the air. As you know, like think of like dust motes, right? And that's the vision you had before everything went pitch black. It's now completely pitch black. Neither of you had lit a torch. I believe Kark had some torches, right?
No, I checked again. It turns out I don't.
Okay, interesting.
Sad.
You see anything, Kark?
I think I need a small amount of light in order to be able to see better. I think in total perfect darkness I can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, you have like moonlight.
It's more like cat vision than thermal vision.
Yeah, you do need a bit of light for it. That's right.
As much as I'd like it, I'm not like the Predator.
So
I think what we've got is the sum total of Sweet Fanny Adams.
I mean, I can take out another torch, but I'm coughing over here.
Well,
I mean, I have to make a resource.
it looks
roll
like
is
our
what it is.
companions have F though.
It looks like the streamer's paused, is it?
Uh-oh.
it looks like it's running on my end.
No, I have it.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Sorry.
Everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
Yep.
All good.
No? Good. Glad to know it's not me.
So
Well, I guess we should go after him, but do you want to wait until all this dust settles or what?
Would we have seen the golems?
you didn't see the golems, no? You
Can we
couldn't see.
hear
You
them?
didn't see them either. You didn't hear them either, no.
That's
Well-
one well-oiled golem.
If you don't keep your golems greasy, then they just kind of stay in the wall, I guess.
I
I would love to know the name of the lubricant they've been using that lasts for thousands of years.
Adventure blood.
It's,
Yeah.
it's not 3-in-1 oil, that's for sure. Does it smell faintly of lemons?
No. The smell,
Okay.
like, if you want to take another deep breath, I'll require another endurance roll to see what the smell
Honestly,
is.
on one hand, non-metagaming me would have absolutely no reason to think that I shouldn't take a deep breath and have a good sniff. And on the other hand, I'm just tired of seeming like an idiot to everybody.
So,
So I might just give that one a miss.
probably a good idea. So what's going on with like? I'm trying to imagine what's happening now, right? It's
Well,
pitch
yeah.
black.
No, actu-
Two of
we
you
have
were
no
at the
actual-
other end of the room. You've
Yeah.
just reached the other end of the room. I'm kind of pausing it there and asking Lyria and Kark what you're doing. If you're not quite sure how to proceed, we'll go back to Key and Arlek while you're kind of lying and crouching there, thinking like, "Oh shit, I don't have any torches," sort of thing.
Yeah.
As far
Yeah.
as I'm aware, we have no actual reason to suspect that there's anything actually wrong. Other
I will
than
try and
mystery
call out
dust.
to the other two.
All right. What do you say?
Key, Arlick, are you two all right?
No!
And
There's
I'm,
something in the room!
Yeah, exactly. I'm like coughing, like, like there's something. We saw something moving in there. And can I make a resource roll on the D6 torches if I have more to light?
Yeah, because you got new ones out, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna do that. Now, so I'm starting to light another one, or
Yeah.
trying to get another one lit. How am I feeling, by the way?
Your head feels a little odd.
Okay.
Yeah, your head is swimming slightly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But other than that, you don't feel like you're gonna die or anything like that. It's just your head feels a little bit funny. And as you're
Okay.
as you're kind of getting this torch lit, you can hear that same sound of stone scraping across the flagstones getting closer to you.
Okay, and so as like, like the sparks are coming and like I'm trying to get this torch lit, and it starts to kind of like take the flame. Like all I see is kind of like green puffs of nastiness in that room, right? I don't see anything in there.
Well, let's say as you light your torch, just as you've lit it and you look up into the room, a face emerges directly in front of you, and it's a face of whale with its mouth like blowing like that.
Oh, that's...
like looming out of the the dust motes or the spore motes kind of swirl to the side, and this face just comes emerging out of like kind of approaching directly at you.
Okay.
Key stumbles backwards and falls over.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I think I'm doing the same. I'm backpedaling and I'm yelling. I'm like, "Come out! There are the things here. It's a monster! What the hell?" And yeah, we're stumbling backwards into the darkness. Yeah.
Okay. Now going back to Lyria and Kark, I'm trying to do this simultaneously a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You see a light kind of very faintly, because we're talking pitch black, like you're in the bowels of the earth, right? You see this light spark somewhere through a haze of, basically think dust motes, but like thick, so spores, right? What do you want to do? And you kind of hear them shouting. You can't quite make out. Everything is kind of muffled a bit by these, so...
Come on, Longshanks, they're in trouble. Let's go.
Can you see anything now? Did you catch a glimpse of anything?
Yeah, we saw somebody lighting a torch up there, so I'm guessing it's Backpack Boy. Take a deep
All
breath
right.
before we get in there. I don't think you want to breathe it in.
What do I have for clothes, like fabric?
You're an elf, so not much.
I'm gonna figure something to cover my mouth.
Yeah, you can definitely like rip a bit of cloth off of your
Cloak or something.
Yeah, like cloak or whatever you're wearing. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You're
we'll do
gonna
that.
do like a mask, that sort of thing.
Yep.
What about you,
Yeah.
Kark?
I'm gonna take a deep breath.
Kark, cover your face. Cover your mouth.
It'll be fine, I can hold my breath.
You've just had a bath, your clothes should be okay.
That's true. You're freshly washed. You're the cleanest you've been in a long
been
time.
power laundered.
Okay, I just want to figure out what how you're going to be rushing across before we switch back. So
I'm going to be taking it slowly on the ground, essentially, like kind of hands and knees.
Okay. Through the haze, you can see that even at ground level, like there's spores everywhere. It's not like it's thicker that you can tell above you at all. It's kind of just like filling the room and kind of. There's no circulation in here other than like when they ran, there might have been a bit of a swirl as it kind of followed them, but now it's just kind of filled in that swirl, and they're just like dust motes on a lazy like afternoon. You can see through like in the sunlight. They're just kind of like flowing a bit. Like you can see them very clearly through the from this light at the other end. So it's not like you're probably any better off on the floor than you would be anywhere else. In fact, if anything, they're probably slowly starting to settle to the floor.
Okay, then I will go standing, walking, hugging the wall so I know exactly where I'm going. Being able to keep a hand on the wall.
Okay. Are you still breathing normally? Are you going to try and hold your breath, or how are you doing that?
I'm going to try and hold my breath at first, but when I have to breathe, I'm going to put some faith into the cloth covering.
Okay. And what about you, Kark? Are you gonna try and run across? Or are you gonna take it slow?
Look, I'm gonna try and go fast.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like go across at a jog. I don't have a shield. I've still only got an axe. I never did get a shield. So I do have one hand free to cover my mouth with my sleeve.
Okay. All right. So that's what
Like when you
happens.
go to the supermarket and you forget your mask.
Cool. We're gonna run with that. So Kark takes off at a jog straight towards the light. Lyria goes in with her mask on. You both take a deep breath first, and you instantly go, I guess, to the left or to the right?
To the left.
To the left.
My left hand will be touching the wall.
Yep, and you feel straight away that your hand is tracing along the kind of the faces of these statues. But they feel like statues in the wall, nothing other than how they looked when you first saw the room. Okay, back over to Key and Arlek. You're kind of stumbling away from this approaching golem thing. It's not making a sound. You can just
a couple minutes.
Yep, no problem. You can just hear this scraping of stone across the flagstones, across stone, as it's kind of, and it's not too loud. It's kind of it's a sound, but it's not like extremely loud. But it's coming. It's coming relentlessly towards you.
And does it come through the door? Like, could it fit through the door?
Oh yeah. It's
okay. Yeah.
It's probably slightly smaller than you, Arlek.
Yeah.
It's like between you and Kark sort of size.
Yeah. Okay.
You're running up the stairs.
okay.
To my feet, and I would run.
Oh, so there are basically, you run as soon as you turn and start running, you come to like a wall, and you look to your right, and there's a stairway that goes up to your right.
Yeah. That's where.
And
I
at
go.
that point, as you disappear, the light disappears for everyone in that room.
Yeah. Hey, follow me.
For Kark, like he had that, like he had his like thing that he was aiming for, so he's rushing at it. But for Lyria, it's going to be a bit slower going, as she's now left in pitch black. Okay, as the two.
What about the others?
As the two of you disappear, the two of you disappear up these stairs. We'll
no.
go back. You're not Key?
I can't leave them behind. So I'm going to kind of turn and then turn back around and grab my club that's at my side and think, right, okay, what do I do?
Okay, it's nearly on you.
I guess I'm going to kind of like stand my ground as best I can. Maybe go up a couple of the steps.
I mean, I guess as Key shouts that he can't leave them behind, I would pause on the stairs, like getting ready to argue more.
The thing stops at the base of the stairs and is looking up at you.
I look down at it and cough at it. Fuck off! I wave the kind of like club in its direction. I'm not actually hitting
It reaches
it.
a hand up, and the hand slowly starts extending towards you, impossibly, as the arm just grows.
Key, I don't think we should.
It's coming, and as you can see that it's not coming right at your eyes. It's slightly lower, like you think it's coming towards your neck.
I'm just going to smack it down with my club. Hit its hand away.
You're somehow not able to hit it.
I'm like, I throw myself.
You're panicking.
Down on the
You're
stairs.
like, you're kind of throwing flinging your sword at it. Your what? Club.
I've got a club.
You're trying to club it away, but nothing seems to be working. It's just still coming towards you. We're gonna say you stumble on the stairs ever so slightly as well.
Yeah,
in a panic. Fine. And we'll go back to Lyria. Lyria, you've made it halfway across the room by this point. You desperately need to take a breath. So
yeah, I'll take a breath.
I'm going to ask you to roll an endurance roll, but I'm going to let you take some have some gear dice from having covered your mouth. So you're kind of getting some help from this. So I'll give you 2 gear dice from that precaution. Okay. And if you remember, you need 2 6s basically.
Yeah, so I got 3 base strength and 2 gear, right?
Sorry, folks.
No problem, mate.
I got 1 success.
Okay. Did we say we could push this? I don't think we did we? What about your...
I didn't.
Can your pride come into this?
No.
Okay. So you're like trying to hold your breath as long as possible, but eventually you have to breathe. You have to take a breath, and you kind of hold the mask as close to your mouth as you can as you take a breath. And you instantly can kind of taste this something is kind of, something foreign has gone into you as you do that. You're kind of tracing your hand along this wall, and you feel like your hand is resting across a face, and you feel the face move ever so slightly that you're touching.
I'll pull my hand back.
Okay, remember you're halfway across the room.
I just kind of flinch back and
Yeah.
try and keep going.
Still touching the wall?
After a moment of flinching back, yeah. Like feel it move, pull back, take a step slowly, and then like, try and put my hand back
Okay.
below where the faces are,
Sure.
if it's possible. It's like
they're
not
kind of
touch them.
They're kind of there's lots of them, right? That's the idea.
Right.
So you're gonna be touching them at some point. And
I'll
as
avoid as best as I can.
yeah, so you're still kind of touching these faces, and it's every time you touch one, you feel like it's moving somehow, and you almost get the feeling like it's moving as if it's a face. Like if you're touching a cheek, it's like it's moving its cheek up, as if the mouth wants to bite your fingers or something. We'll go back to Kark. Kark, you go sprinting across the room, holding your breath. Because of the great endurance roll that you made earlier, I'm going to say, and also because you're a fighter, you're probably okay with holding your breath for a run across not a particularly huge room.
Yeah, it doesn't look very big.
As you're halfway across the room, though, the light disappears, but you still know exactly where it was. Do you want to keep running, or do you want to slow down?
No, I want to keep going.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm still oriented in the right way, so...
I'm assuming you've got your hands out in front of you, right?
At least one.
Okay.
The axe hand.
And you basically, all of a sudden, you feel that you've gone through a doorway. You're sure it's a doorway. You can see a tiny glow of light ahead of you to your right. And you just stop yourself in time before you would have slammed into a wall. And you look up to your right, and there is Key and Arlek on some stairs. They're both looking at you in an absolute crazed panic. Key is swinging a club like this in front of him, but you can't see anything there. But they're both staring down at you in absolute horror.
Am I through the spores?
I mean, they're following you through, like you've run, right? You've gone at a run. They're kind of swirling behind you, but you're like, so they're kind of like following your wake. I don't know what you would say there for like use a jet term.
Yeah.
And they're kind of, you can see them kind of in the glow of the torch that's coming down, kind of swirling around your head, but there's not a lot of it here.
Okay.
So you're still holding your breath.
I suppose I'll have to let out at some point. So I'm just gonna be like, "You idiots! It's me. What are you doing?"
What do I see?
You see Kark.
What the hell?
You see Kark suddenly appear and like look up at you as he's standing right behind this creature that's reaching its hand up, this stone creature. And he doesn't seem to notice it at all, which is yeah.
As soon as Kark comes in and obviously looks at us and goes, "Get back! Get back!"
It's right in front of you! Kark!
What is Lyria doing then? So Lyria, you're kind of making your way across. Are you losing your nerve? Are you rushing a bit faster that you feel these like faces move? Yeah.
Yeah, my pace has picked up a little bit.
Okay. You make it basically to the end wall. As you're kind of halfway between the halfway points. You're like 3/4 of the way through the room when you can hear them shouting at each other. As if something horrible is happening. You're half expecting a fight to be occurring right now. When you see a glow a little bit in front of you through this doorway, you make your way to the doorway. And you can see Kark standing at the base of this doorway, looking. At the base of some stairs, looking up towards the Key and Arlek. And as you kind of step closer to him, you can hear from behind you the sound of stone dragging across stone from the room you just left. Please don't use player meta knowledge here.
The fuck?
Okay.
Yep, that's your whole turn. Great job.
Yep.
Moving on.
So I'm waiting for one
How
of you
loud? How loud is it?
Like you can hear something trying to just walk at a normal pace, but kind of dragging its feet slightly. and those feet happen to be made out of stone, and it's standing on stone. So it's not like laboriously, a boulder being dragged across stone. It's more like dragging footsteps slightly, if it makes sense.
Like a slow stone shuffle.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, like a
I
shuffle.
can do
kind of,
some
yeah.
Foley art if you want. I've got a collection of rocks.
Um,
I'd be excited to do that.
Go for
there's
it.
something else back there.
Let's
I think.
go.
I don't know. I don't like this place. Let's get moving.
Car, go under its legs.
Come on!
No,
You know what?
We gotta
Hang
go.
on a second. I gotta roll for this. I gotta find out. Like,
What are you rolling?
I'm gonna roll to see if I think they're idiots or if they have started,
You need
or
to
if
roll
I'm
for
if I'm
that?
starting to get paranoid. Like, oh god, maybe they know something that I don't. Which is they probably do, but I think it's just a straight wits roll. I can't see anything else that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's right. I gotta apply my empathy damage. I forgot to do that. Okay, apparently I can't do that, so never mind. Screw it. Come on, you bloody lunatics! Shut up and let's leg it. There's something coming.
Yep.
Get around it!
Other than talking,
under
what are
its
you,
legs.
other than talking, what are you actually doing?
I'm going to move in the same direction that I've been moving to leave the room.
Well, you've hit a
And
wall in
I'm
front of you,
Um,
and there's up to your right then. So you come out of the room, there's like a short corridor, and then it bears to the right up some stairs, which is what they're standing on.
well, in that case, it certainly seems like that's the only direction other than going back into the room with the masks.
Yeah. So up
So
the stairs?
I guess that would be
Towards them?
forwards. Yeah.
Okay.
Where's
Arlek
Lyria?
and Key, you see Kark
She's coming,
basically
dummies.
somehow step around this golem. You can't quite tell how he does it, but it's ignoring him completely. It's still reaching its hand. Its hand is reaching impossibly long towards you, Key. Still, as Kark is approaching you now from on the stairs as well.
Cool. So it's obviously directed directly at me. So that's
Yeah.
great. So as long as I can keep it away from Cart and maybe Lyria. So I moved to the far side of the stairs to allow as much space for Kark to get through. I'm like, here! I'm trying to swing at it and make it give its attention to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Arlek, you're kind of backing away still, right?
So I've stopped. Like I see Kark now, and I see Key, and I'm kind of waiting for Kark to get up. And I was calling about what happened to Lyria, and so I'm waiting to see what the others kind of do. Like I'm a little bit further up behind Key, but I'm definitely freaking out.
Yeah. Okay. You can see kind of as you're kind of looking around that you're near the top of the stairs. The stairs are opening into, something like the stairs finish and there's like a landing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna wait for Kark to kind of at least get up towards where I am.
Okay. And what's Lyria doing?
So where am I exactly now?
You're in imagine it basically like there's I don't want to show you on the map because the map shows the next room. I haven't got it like parceled up the right way. But basically imagine that there's like a small landing on the doorway on the other side, right? Which is everyone's been heading towards. And on this landing to the right is a set of stairs going up again. Okay? So you and Kark are at the bottom of at this landing at the bottom of the stairs heading up to the right, and Key and Arlek are on the stairs looking down at you.
Okay, so then we have light now, right?
Yeah, Arlek's holding a torch, right?
We heading up the stairs.
Okay. Yep. And you can hear so from your right, the room that you've left, you can hear this something approaching you as well. So that's where that sound was coming from, within the room with the spores.
Lyria, it's right there. Be careful.
Come on!
Grab its arm, Kark. A Key.
No!
And we can't see that arm, correct?
You can't see anything. in the landing. Not with you.
What the hell are you talking about? Just keep going.
Humans have gone nuts. Let's move.
Come on.
Leave them to their fate.
But now that I see Lyria, I start running up. I'm like, hey, come on, we gotta go. I start leading the way with the torch up the stairs.
Okay.
Trying to keep its attention so that Lyria can run past me.
Oh
Come on,
god.
come on.
So, okay.
This is fun. I'm gonna do this to my players next Thursday night.
Arlek, you run into the next room, and it's a. Again, I'm not going to show. I just realized that there's something on the map I can't show you, so I'll just describe
Great.
it. Use theater of the mind. It's a square room, and inside it are 4 statues of the 4 gods. Once again,
Oh god, I hate these
and
guys.
in front of each of them, they're all kind of facing each other. So as like you can kind of see that they're like you could walk into the middle of the room without any issues, and just kind of placed equally within the room, all facing towards each other. So yeah, are the 4 statues of these 4 gods, and in front of each of them is an urn, like a ceramic or like a clay urn.
Uh-huh.
And as you kind of are walking into the room, the heads of the 4 gods all swivel sharply, like to look at you. But they don't move. They're just looking at you. For now.
Okay, so there are these 4. They're in like the corners.
Sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's like the other rooms where they're like the 4 statues and they're kind of spaced out a little bit, and they've all turned to look at me. Like their heads turned, or like their whole.
Just their heads. Just their heads have turned to
turned.
look at you. So you've entered the room.
They all have these vessels. Remembering, in my craziness, this poem, I go up to Clay. And what's in his vessel, if anything?
Well, you want to open it? There's like a stopper on it.
Oh, okay.
All of the urns have like a stopper.
Do it.
Yeah. So I'll go and I'll open that one.
Take a big,
assuming
deep
the
drink
others
of
are
adventure
sort of
juice.
catching up behind me. Like I would have waited a moment for the others to catch up, but.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, well, actually, what I imagine is, so I have the torch. I kind of go across the room. I put my hand on this vessel. I'm looking for the others to come through the door, and I'm yelling out, "Is it following us? Is it following us?"
Key.
Is it?
The hand it's not coming up the stairs, but the hand is reaching towards you still.
I'm moving back up the stairs now that I know that Lyria and Cog have gone past
Yeah.
me.
Okay. So, yeah. Nothing is happening to you, but you can basically leg it up the stairs then.
Yeah.
As you enter the room, as everyone enters the room, Key and Lyria, you also notice that the statues move their heads to look at you. They're only looking at you.
Shit.
And when I say that, what I mean is they are looking at each of you individually.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And-
So Key, all
and
4
not me?
statues are looking at you. Lyria, all 4 statues are looking at you. Arlek, all 4 statues are looking at you. Kark, all the statues are unmoving completely.
All right.
I'm upset.
The others come into this room, and I'm.
Well, am I
gonna
not
pull
good
the
enough?
stopper.
Well, you don't
But
know.
you
I
can
mean,
go back
nobody
down
said
and huff
anything.
the
Nobody said anything yet.
hallucinogenic spores if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could.
So, back over to Arlek. Arlek has approached the urn in front of the statue of clay,
Yeah.
and you've opened it up.
I pull it. Yep.
You hear a hiss, and you have a moment to react before a snake launches itself out at your face.
Okay. I throw myself to the side.
Okay, you throw yourself to the side. Key and Lyria, you see a snake come flying out of the urn, right where Arlek was standing. Kark, you see Arlek freak out and throw himself to the ground as nothing happens, but both Lyria and Key react as if, well, however they would react to some sort of venomous snake hurtling out of an urn.
Oh, is it going at us, or do we see it going directly
It's going.
to Arlek?
It was going at Arlek.
Okay.
Kill it! Kill it! It's a snake!
It disappears into the corner of the room because it's kind of like flying out. It disappears into the corner, and not quite where the torch is reaching at the moment. And you can hear this.
Keep my eyes
from that
squarely
corner.
in that section of the room.
Kark hears nothing.
I'm gonna realizing they're all.
Would you
looking
look at
me.
that? Longshanks acting mad, and also the sun rises and the sky is blue.
Because they're all looking at me, and I'm going to say the top left-hand corner of the room is where the snake went. I'm going to stick to the right-hand corner of the room. I keep my back to the wall. I've got my club out, and just slowly look at them, and then look down at where the snake went, and try and make my way around the room.
Yeah. Okay. What about the rest of you?
We're all idiots.
Arla can hear more hissing coming from the urn.
They're coming.
No!
Put the lid back on it.
I'm on the floor. I'm getting away
Right.
from this thing.
I'm gonna ask the three of you who are seeing the snake to each give me another endurance roll, please.
Right.
Did I take 1 damage from that last time?
Yeah, you take one empathy damage. Yeah.
No.
Hopefully.
Nope.
There's no snake. How could a snake possibly live here? There's nothing for it to eat.
Woohoo! 2 successes.
I
Where are
don't
you
get the
rolling?
kibble,
You're rolling
so
in
what do I-
2 TK.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, wrong one. I'll try that
Okay.
again.
Get
Ed,
it
no, it's fine.
together,
It's fine.
Ed.
Ed has rolled 2 6s using the correct dice
Sorry.
roller in a different channel, so that's fine. So, Lyria and Arlek, you're still hearing this hissing, this thing, but Key, you feel like your head clear a little bit, and the faces of the gods are no longer. You're sure they're no longer looking at you. They're just looking straight ahead.
Okay.
And you can't hear that snake. You're still convinced that there's a snake in the room, but you can't hear it anymore. Whereas
It's
before,
gone quiet.
yeah.
And I'm kind of like backpedaling on the floor with the torch rays, like toward a corner, the nearest
Come here.
corner.
Come here, Alec.
They're everywhere. I hear them everywhere.
Look, why don't you have a sit down and have something to eat and have some water, and you'll feel better pretty soon.
Kill the snakes.
Let's get out of this room
okay,
first.
buddy, we'll kill the snakes, but first, why don't you just sit down for me and have
I
some
mean,
water?
I'm on my butt. That's as good as you're gonna get.
You know what? Small victories.
Lyria, come here. Come on.
I will go towards Key.
Can anyone who's been like a safeguarder at a music festival give me some advice as to how to handle people who are hallucinating vividly? Because I'm afraid I'm out of my depth.
Okay, so you're kind of at the opposite room to where you imagined this snake was, Key, right?
Yeah.
And Lyria's gone over towards you, right?
I'm trying to grab Arlek to move towards me as well.
Sure, we'll let you grab Arlek, and Arlek kind of scoots on his arse over to you.
Come on,
as
come on,
well.
come on.
Lyria and Arlek, you can definitely hear this kind of this hissing sound, this coming from the opposite side of the room, and you reckon you can see the flitting movement of a scaly creature, kind of moving just beyond the torchlight, and you're both convinced that it's somehow bigger than it was before. It's probably growing.
They're still there. It's a giant snake.
Come on then. Cock, come on, Cock.
Where are you gonna go? There's no door in this room that you can see.
Well, I didn't realize that, so I get to the other side and going.
So there's basically a square room
Fuck.
with the gods, and there's the doorway you came in with that goes kind of down to the spore room.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Maybe put
Wish
the
I
lid back
had-
on it, it'll disappear.
I wish I had like a little goblin smartphone so I could live tweet this madness. But on a more serious note, what if you just try praying to the elven gods, guys? They're obviously punishing you for being unbelievers.
These aren't gods. These are demons.
If you just like say you're sorry, then like they'll probably leave you alone.
All right, I'm sorry, all right?
I'm sorry for everything. Yeah.
The demons.
Where is the lid? I'm gonna try and get the lid and put it back on the jar.
It's just lying next to the jar.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to try and do that.
As you get closer, you
Careful.
definitely see the body of a snake kind of just behind the statue of clay, which is what you're approaching, and
I'll
you
make
can
sure
hear
my sword is
hissing.
out.
And you can hear hissing from the urn itself. You still
Yeah, I'll make
approaching?
sure that my sword is out, and then with one hand I'll kind of
Are
point the
you
sword
covered in
towards the
armor?
snake. Yes, I would have had my armor on.
So
You're
you're concerned about snakes?
just as you're approaching, you see the head of a snake pop out of the urn.
Oh no, it's
Looking-
an armor
looking right
piercing
at you.
snake. Watch out.
I will try and take its head off.
It's got
There
arrows
it is,
for
right
teeth.
there.
You're kind of like you're swinging like that, and the light's not super good. But as you can see, its head kind of move slightly, and as you finish your swing with the sword, the head kind of pops back out of the urn, and it launches itself at you, right at your face.
I'll try and dodge.
All right. Why don't you make me a? We're gonna make a roll for this one. Why don't you?
I mean,
roll...
it's good thing I have a closed helmet, because
Well, give me a move. Give me a move roll. Which is
Hi, Matt Easton here from
agility
Scholar
move.
Gladiatoria. Can close helmets, keep snakes out.
Matt's a good guy.
I like our Matt.
I'm questioning our man right now. 2 successes.
Nice. You roll like a champ, straight out of the way of the snake. Arlek, you don't see a snake this time.
Let's see.
You see Arlek like lurch away from the urn and roll in this like combat roll that you've not seen before. It's quite impressive, actually.
Wait,
Key,
I
you
see
don't see it
myself.
either. Kark, you don't see anything. You just see Lyria
Right.
like rolling, doing this like this gymnastic roll, this kind of tumble away from the urn after she swung at it.
That's a good question.
So
I don't think I'm feeling right.
why don't both of you give me another endurance roll? No, what? Stop. We'll just say it wears off.
Okay.
To keep this moving. Yeah, both of you feel your heads like clear ever so slightly, and you kind of look around, and the gods, you were convinced they were just like swiveling to watch you before. They're just looking straight ahead, like into each other's eyes now, and you can't hear or see any sign of any snake.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
look,
Arlek's
prayer
like,
worked.
Arlek's like shaking, and he starts pushing himself up off the floor, like leaning on his staff with the torch raised. Not really saying anything, probably looking very pale, sweaty.
Yep.
Okay. How are you feeling, Longshanks? You
Get
feel
out
like
of
you
here.
want to wave your club around some more?
Well, as long as the snake stays away, it's fine.
I'm still going to get the
Oh,
lid on
okay.
that jar.
All
just
right.
for completion's sake.
I mean, there's no snake. You saw it like launch itself out at you, missed you as you kind of rolled, and when you came back up, you couldn't see it anywhere. And that's kind of when your head cleared, and you can't hear or see any snakes, even though you're not sure that they are not there, right?
Yeah.
They could definitely still be in the room with you. You're like they were real as could
They're
be.
here.
You know the wasp in the car.
But you can't
see
hear
it.
the hissing anymore from the urn, so maybe you think that there's like that was the only other one in the urn. You get the lid back on it, no problem.
We've got to do the same thing again, like we did at the very beginning.
I think that was the plan.
Their mouths are closed on these
Oh.
statues.
So where are we supposed to go from here?
The walker.
What about it?
That one. That bull. Maybe that's. I don't know. I thought it was clay. The poem said something about the vessel of clay shapes, and then it had the vessels, and I thought it was clay, but maybe it's not clay. Maybe there's the snakes in there. But then there's the story about the walker and snakes going away, and maybe it's the walker.
Wasn't the poem about the first room, not about this?
I think it wasn't. I think it was the whole thing. I think it was the whole place. It's just
Was
room
it?
by room, and now I don't know which one we're in.
Well,
but,
just tell us the poem again.
yeah. very crazily, I start saying, four divine kisses echo hazily. Flow speak, quiet wail, the god of clay, the vessel shapes. The walker of night, the serpent escapes. The serpents are here.
What's next?
The tree, something about a tree.
A tree. Look for a tree. I'll start looking around for a tree in the walls or some kind of carving or...
You don't see anything to do with the tree at all. No.
Yeah. Lyria, what do you reckon?
Weren't we pointed to here by a tree?
Maybe we come out of a tree at the other end.
Oh. Right, so does that mean we've got a... What? How does that work?
The Nightwalker. It's the Nightwalker. Try that one.
Let's have a look at the Nightwalker.
All right.
What do you mean have a look
Or-
at it? There's a
Well,
statue of the Nightwalker.
It's a statue. Does it have an urn in its hands?
There's an urn in front of each of them.
In
On
front
the-
of each
on
other.
the
Oh yes,
floor.
I see now on the map. Aye.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's go and have a good look at the urn in front of the Nightwalker statue.
I mean, it's an urn exactly like the previous one. It's got a stopper on the top. You open the stopper, nothing
Yep.
happens. There's nothing inside.
Hmm.
But you can tell, like, it's...
Do you think we should put something inside?
Yeah, let's put something inside.
What does the poem say that might sounds like something that we could put inside it?
Look at Arlek.
It's no. It says the Walker of Night, the serpent escapes. But before that, the line is the god of clay, the vessel shapes. These are obviously vessels.
And they're
So
made
that's
of clay.
why Arlek had gone for the vessel in front of clay.
Right.
I don't know. There could still be something interesting in there.
So maybe we got...
Arlek's just
Okay.
freaking out. So
In that case, I'm going to systematically look at all the other urns, starting with clay, and then do the other two.
You're looking at them, you're just taking the stoppers off and kind of, like...
Take the
looking
stoppers
inside.
off, have a look inside, see what's in there.
Yeah, so you take the stopper off, kind of look inside. They're all empty.
There any debris or dirt lying around the room that we could take to put in here?
Like a very fine layer of dust, but yeah, near the like corners of the walls there would be some like, you know, it's stone, like carved stone walls are cracked and stuff, so there'll be some debris. You could gather that up, sure.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, you put into which one?
The hand of clay, the vessel shapes.
The walker guy.
Yeah.
You put some dirt into the walker's urn, nothing happens.
Is the hand of the clay statue, is that movable in some way, or detached, or holding something special?
No, it's kind of they all have, we'll say they all have their hands kind of, I don't know, in some way like pressed against their bodies for all the statues.
Are there any pictures on the walls or anything like that?
No,
Or
the
any-
walls are smooth, completely smooth.
Okay.
Nothing to do with the trees. Ah, fuck it. Well, I guess we're just gonna starve to death and die.
Oh, we've
It's over, folks.
back. There's got to be something, surely.
that thing is probably coming for us up the stairs. We need to be quick.
Can't hear it. I think it might not be able to climb the stairs. I look at Arlek and Lyria. You're kind of the smart ones.
No. Arlek is not. He's not smart in the best of times. These are not the best of times. So he's looking at Lyria.
What happens if we pick up the urns? Can they move?
Which one are you? You're at the Nightwalkers one, right?
Yeah. So I can pick it up, move it.
You try to pick it up, it seems to be fixed to the ground.
What about
Doesn't-
Clay? Move that one.
Try all of them.
When you get to the clays, they're all fixed to the floor, but clays has some sort of horizontal movement to it. You can tell, like it kind of shifts a little bit.
Ooh.
What was that? Sorry, I wasn't looking
I'll
at
try and push it and move it horizontally.
No, I mean like it kind of swivels like this.
Oh, I'll twist it as much as I can.
As you start twisting it, you all hear the sound of stone grinding against stone, and a hidden passage at the opposite end to where you came swings open.
Hey,
Good.
You
Good
can see
work. Good work.
You can see a corridor beyond.
And I stick the torch through, looking for serpents.
You stick the torch through, and you can see the corridor runs a little way, and then it opens up into a bigger room.
Okay.
While we're moving down, I'll kind of muse myself. So, like a potter with some clay on his wheel. Like rotating the pot.
That's very smart.
Well, fuck.
So what's happening? The door's opened. Arlek, you're in the lead, are you?
Alec would lead the way through. He wants to get the
Yeah,
hell
let's
out of
just
this
all
room.
troop on through.
let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. So Arlek, you enter, like you go along this corridor. I'm just gonna reveal the next bit of the map here. Let me get the mini here. I can't get the mini. Ah! Let me hide it. Hold on a second. Oh my god. Can't get the
The
mini.
Nightwalker, the serpent, escapes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Whoever's just grabbed that mini.
Welcome.
Right, can you put it onto this map then in the corridor, please, at the bottom? Thank you. So you're coming along, and you're about here. Arlek is leading the way. You see the corridor kind of open up. It's still a corridor in front of you, but there are holes all along the walls, and these are bigger holes that are more like that sort of size, like the size of a large mug, kind of. And as the light kind of flows into the room, snakes come pouring out of the holes.
Oh, for the love of...
And Arlek drops the torch and he walks in the opposite direction. Nope.
All right.
And we're entering combat now.
Fuck your elvish gems.
shit.
So
All
let
right.
me move the virtual tabletop over to the combat tracker. Oh, we've lost Lyria's. I think I deleted it, mini, because you put it on the thing, didn't you?
I did.
Let me add that very quickly back in.
Delete my shit. Rude.
That's
See if I ever come back.
I miss the bitter mutterings. I do, from just month to month.
All right, here it is. Okay, so we're gonna go down the line here with what I've got. These are, I believe, they're in alphabetical order listed on there. So we're gonna start with Arlek. So I'm just gonna take the top off of here.
Yep.
You have a 10, so you're right at the
Perfect.
end. You don't get to move away, by the way, like walk away. That's kind of you just saying what's happening. This is all happening simultaneously. 7 is for Kark.
Yep.
7. Okay.
4 is for Key.
Yeah.
Lyria has is that a 6 or a 9? Hold on. That's a 6.
It's like a 9.
It's a 6. And
A million stakes are
3 for the snakes.
piss.
Okay, so I don't have a mini for them. Let me just pick a different one. I'll use the octopus one again, I think. Give me a second.
Sure,
to just
why not?
duplicate that.
Nothing says snakes like octopus.
I've got tentacles. Close enough.
Exactly. It's close enough for me. So, there we go. Imagine those are snakes. So we're in the first round. The snakes come pouring out, and they're going to attack Arlek. They're going to move and attack.
You said I was
Arlek.
6, right?
Hmm?
You said I was 6, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, not 9. Exactly.
I mean, I said I was 9. You said I was 6.
It was a 6.
I'm the GM.
So. Okay, right. So. Snakes are attacking Arlek. Let me find my notes with how the snakes are statted up.
got a torch. That's handy.
I do. I have an idea, but unfortunately, I go last initiative. So.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if we're all dead, then just run away.
Yeah. I mean, they're attacking me, so we'll see.
It's only snakes. What harm can they possibly do?
Be fine. Be fine.
Okay.
Come on, you defeat octopuses. Octopi?
Yes. Octopus.
Octopi.
Octopi.
So I'm going to treat these as... so in the book, in the GM's guide, it has snakes listed as an individual kind of animal. But I can do swarms of other animals, so I think I'm going to treat them as... It says 4d6 snakes, which is a ton, right? And I don't want to be... I don't want... If I roll 46, for example, we're talking about 7 plus 9, so we're talking about 16 snakes. I'm not rolling 16 times. So I'm going to treat them... I'm going to bump their stats up a little bit here from what's listed.
Yeah, a swarm. I think a swarm makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's just there's no generic swarm. There's a bat swarm and a rat swarm. So I'm just going to make the snakes a little bit more badass. Okay, alright. I got something. So I'm
Could
rolling...
be a couple swarms.
That's true. That is
Eric.
Sorry.
I'm going to do that. That's a good idea. I've got
All
10
right.
already. Hold on. What do we have? We had 10.
Zip my GM mouth.
Close your dirty, filthy mouth. And I got an 8 for the second swarm. So we got 2 swarms. The second one's on 8.
That is kind of a problem when you find yourself doing more GMing than playing, and then find yourself playing.
All right.
And
2
both swarms go after Arlick.
First swarm's definitely going after Arlek. So we're going to roll that. I'm going to roll that now.
Okay. That's a lot of
How
dice.
do I have?
Are you defending or anything, by the way?
I'm gonna dodge. Yeah.
All right. So give me your dodge then.
'Cause
You
I don't
throwing
imagine
yourself?
this is
Are you going to throw yourself flat?
I
Yeah,
think that's
I
a
am.
terrible idea because they're just bringing you down to their level.
It is a terrible idea, but that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Because I'm terrified of these things. Sorry, what was I going to say? I have no idea. Okay, I'm going to use a point of willpower, and I'm going to use animal handling instead of my move roll. Because, well, these are snakes, and I feel like with my human adaptive trait, I know how to handle animals, and I'm handling them by avoiding them. If you're okay with that,
Wait,
Matt.
sorry, run that by me again.
Yes, I am going to use animal handling instead of move roll for my dodge, because
okay.
they're animals, and I'm using my human adaptive trait.
Your adaptive trait to do that. Yeah, that works. No problem.
And I'm throwing myself down, so I'm using the full dice.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Holy shit! I wouldn't recommend pushing that roll.
Nope.
Push it.
No, I'll take it.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
Possibly go
Come
wrong.
on, snakes.
All right, you take.
It'll be fine.
Give me an endurance roll, please.
All right.
As you feel a couple of snakes bite into you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man.
We're really using the poison roll.
Oh, I am rolling like a total pro today. All right. Yeah. No, nothing.
All right, you take 1 point of strength damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we've got Key.
Right. So, I'm gonna.
You can see these snakes, by the way. You all can.
Yep. That's fine.
Good. Thank you for
obviously,
specifying.
Arlick is presumably getting about 4 or 5 snakes, kind of like trying to get onto him,
Yeah.
and sort of like biting at his feet and ankles, I guess. How big are they? Are they like kind of regular size
They're like
snakes?
regular size snakes. They're all sorts of different size snakes. They're like the
Okay.
size of what you would consider like an asp or a viper sort
Okay.
of size.
Cool. Right.
So like about, I guess, like 3 to 4 feet long, about that big
Okay.
around.
Yep. I am going to also spend a point of willpower to use my survival to grab the torch from Arlick, if he'll let me, and use that to kind of attack the snakes, keep them at bay, hit them, knowing that animals don't particularly like fire, so that should hopefully keep them at some distance.
Okay.
Usable?
Okay, I'll
so
surrender the torch. Too.
Are you trying to actually do damage to them as well? Are you trying to just keep them...
Yeah, I guess if mechanically if that's how you keep them at bay, then yeah.
I mean, I'll let you use the torch without needing a roll to just kind of keep them away from you, or I should kind of keep them away from Arlick as well.
Yeah, so just kind of like waving the torch backwards and forwards.
So there's two things you could do. One is you could attack them. I'll let you use a melee roll for that. Or if you want to try and keep them at bay, and just kind of
animal handling
scare them off, would be animal
planning
handling.
Yeah.
I don't believe I have animal handling.
You do.
Sorry, 1 minute. I'll be right
You have
back.
2 in animal handling.
Have I?
Mm.
Okay, I'll use that instead then.
Okay.
For some reason I didn't think I had it, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll try our luck with that. Do I get a bonus from the torch?
No, not for this thing. No.
Okay.
I'll let you push that one if you want. Bearing in mind, you will take empathy damage if you. Yeah. Anyway.
So the red is skill, isn't it? So that's fine. So I won't take any damage if I push it, and I don't get anything other than that one.
Yeah, it's only the white dice.
It's only the white dice.
The base damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
Right.
Ha
Okay, so you've taken 1 more empathy damage.
Hooray.
So you're at 1 empathy now.
Yep.
You don't manage to keep them off.
No. Okay.
Over to Lyria. So
Okay, so
just to paint the scene very quickly, Arlick is lying on the floor as he's been bitten by a couple of snakes. Key is standing over him, swinging his torch, like trying to keep the snakes at bay, but doesn't seem to be having much success with it.
okay, so how many snakes is a couple?
A couple have bit him, but there's about what did I say? How many did I roll? 16? Yeah.
I think so.
So there's like eight-ish snakes. Not that you're counting them, of course, or anything like that, but
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Matt.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fine. Key, let me see the torch. Hand me the torch.
Just pass it around.
He hands you the torch. You've got a torch.
Okay, I'm going to put my hand on Arlick and immolate him.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't think Arlick's getting a choice on the subject.
No, he's not.
It's not your turn yet.
But it's not like fire on me.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
With the torch?
That's my catalyst.
Oh, shit.
I'm just looking at magic very quickly.
This is why nobody likes wizards.
Or elves.
Yeah.
Okay, immolate, rank 2, range near, duration is immediate, ingredient, torture, open fire. You can heat up your victim's blood to the point where it is literally bursting into flames. The spell inflicts damage to strength equal to the power level and keeps inflicting 1 point of damage per round until the victim puts the fire out with a successful move roll.
All right.
Which is a slow action. Armor does not protect against this spell.
You're also poisoned, Arlick.
Right.
So...
Wouldn't you prefer to do that to the snakes and not to Arlick?
I can only do it to really one snake, whereas if I do it to a bigger target, whatever snakes are kind of near him would be getting burnt.
Okay.
It's really messed up logic, but yeah.
I mean,
it's legit.
So, okay. So the question then is, how many willpower points are you spending on this?
How many do I have?
You have to check your...
Oh, look, you got a fire blanket in your rucksack.
What's that?
You have a fire blanket in your rucksack.
Have you got a new character
Got
in your
6,
rucksack?
6 willpower.
Yeah, it's funny. This is exactly how I planned on this ending. So
So you can spend
kick
basically,
that bucket.
yeah. So you can overcharge, right? Every, I mean, do you need to overcharge for this? Because it's level. What level is the spell?
doesn't matter. There's only
Rank
one
2.
critical injury roll.
So you have to take a magic. You're taking a magic mishap, right? Because you're rolling. Oh no, that's only if you roll. Yeah. So you're charging. You're casting a spell above your power level, right?
Yeah, but since I have the catalyst for it, that negates that, doesn't it?
Oh, it
Or
increases
lessens
the
it?
power of the spell.
Okay.
Oh well, magic mishap it is then.
So,
Ingredients.
Cock, it's just
yeah.
you and me then, right?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, greater effect.
This is what
So
we
you-
all.
I just hope it reflects. That's all.
I think this
So-
is just how we all want to go, is to be like set alight.
Right. So Charlotte, Lyria is going to. It's called chance casting because you're casting one rank above your current level. So you automatically suffer a random magic mishap. The
Right.
ingredient, using the ingredient, gives you one additional power level, as Eric said, above your above whatever you're spending for willpower points, and then you
Right.
also decide how many willpower points you're spending for the power level. So you're gonna get whatever the willpower points you're spending plus 2 because your elven kin talent gives you +1, right? And then your ingredient's gonna give you another one. So if you spend 1 willpower point here, you're gonna have power level 3, and
Right.
yeah, so it's basically willpower points plus 2. And that's going to basically be the amount of damage you're going to cause.
Yep.
Effectively. So you'll deal damage to strength equal to the power level.
Can I lessen that at all?
I mean, by not using the flame, you wouldn't go up a power level.
They'll be doing less damage to the snakes.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll do the 3.
Okay, so you're spending 1 willpower point, so reduce that down. You're doing 3
Yeah.
strength damage.
Yeah.
And give me a d66 roll for a magical mishap, please.
Yeah, this should be fun. Where? What page is that
One-
mishap chart on?
119 of the player's handbook. But I think
Yeah.
there's actually I think you can just type into the thing.
I got
It's
it.
up. Yeah, it's up to how you want to do it. So just roll d66 then.
Is it RF or just?
Yeah, RF. And by the way I do this is that the mishap happens after you've cast a spell,
Right.
not before. The spell's always cast.
I feel sick. 14.
Well, okay, that's not
Oh.
too bad.
Oh,
You're still
man, I'm
hungry.
fucking hungry. Good. Good thing I just cooked up some steak.
That's what the smell of flesh does to you.
Okay, so
I'm amazed that this
unfortunately for
didn't go
Arlek,
worse.
Arlek's taking 3 damage, which pushes him into
That's
broken.
broken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by
so-
fire. So you're
Alright.
moving straight into the atypical critical thing.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. I'm just gonna roll that the snakes are gonna take 3 damage to themselves as well for being kind of caught in the burst.
Yeah.
Key, you're also like suddenly
Yeah.
you're kind of standing over Arlek.
Yeah.
As Lyria you've handed the torch to Lyria. She's basically just like touched it to Arlek's body with one hand, and her other hand has touched his body, and he's both basically.
And I
boom.
just start shaking all over the place. Like,
What the hell?
And then he bursts into flame, right?
Shit.
So I'm gonna say that you're gonna get some splash damage as well.
Okay, well,
Let's-
I'll try and roll him so that I can kind of.
Well, we'll get to that
Put him
because
out,
you've
but
had a
yeah.
full round already,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, we'll get this. We'll cover this in the next round. I'm not just gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, Lyria, that's Lyria's turn done. We're gonna move back. We're gonna move back to. It's Kark now.
Okay. Well, I think the whole of my turn is going to consist of going because you don't get to see this sort of thing every day.
Yeah.
And
Well-
I too am now hungry.
I mean, since Arlek has already stopped and he's dropped on the ground, all you gotta do is roll him to try and move him
I'm not
to put him
stopped.
out.
I'm flailing, screaming, burning. I'm
It's not
broken, but
necessarily-
I'm not dead.
Broken doesn't necessarily mean even unconscious.
Yeah, fair.
Right.
But the snakes are totaled, right?
I'm not making
Not all
this
of them,
easy
no.
for you.
Not all of
No,
them.
okay.
Some of them have like caught on fire and are kind of shriveling up and kind of slithering away.
On the plus side, they're not going to be attacking if there's a burning Arlek in the way.
Yeah, that's true.
So my choice is: do I go and fight the snakes, or do I try and stop him from being on fire?
Keep in mind, I'm poisoned too. I think Arlik's a lost cause at this point.
All
Just
right.
throwing it out there. As we
Okay.
prioritize.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I'm chopping snakes up.
Yeah.
Like you decided me there, pal. Like what you said was just leave me to die, and I'll take you at your word. Go on without me. I'm on fire and also.
No,
poisoned.
I'm just screaming.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'm paraphrasing.
I would say he's not capable of intelligent conversation at this point.
yeah, I'm not persuading you of anything.
Don't worry, it's Looney Tunes logic.
He's not just on fire. His blood has burst into flame. Like,
Which has venom. Maybe that helps. I don't know with
Yeah.
the venom.
I mean, maybe.
We'll
yeah,
find
but
out.
I will
Technically-
happily rule that the venom has been burnt away.
It does sound like it would have a lot of other problems, like having cooked arteries.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we
Look-
come to it.
My brother-in-law's a surgeon. I could phone him up and ask and be like, "Hey, Steve,
So,
if your arteries suddenly cook,
right.
What are you doing, Kark?
I'm going to chop those snakes."
All right. So you go leaping over
That's right. I'm going to cut them up like squidgy firewood.
and swing your axe around like a dervish. All right.
I mean, maybe not, because I do have some like stat damage to my strength, but you know,
Yeah. You're gonna lay about.
swinging them around like somebody who's been mildly injured but is still full of bitter resentment.
Yeah. So you've got 2 strength. Your skill in melee is 2, is it?
Yes.
So 2. So
Melee-
you're rolling 2 base,
Melee
2 melee,
2
and
and
2 for your,
gear
2 for your
2.
gear. Yep. So 2, 2, 2.
Ah, lovely. That should make it nice and straightforward. For the love of God.
I mean, you can push that.
I mean, I definitely could, couldn't I?
Okay, no successes, but you take 1 strength damage. So your strength is down to 1.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Here we go, Matt.
You're now being attacked, Kark,
Ugh,
because
why
you're
can I not alter
standing
my
at the front,
thing?
and the second group of snakes, which are at the back, are coming towards you,
Oh, that
and you're the first one to be in their way. So you don't get a chance to dodge or anything because you've taken your full action. Yeah. So let's see if they hit you.
That's fine, I'm ready to die.
Oh my God, they do hit you. Yeah, you take. Have you got any
This is
armor?
a perfect end.
Have you got armor?
Me, Harry? No,
Yeah.
I have no armor. I wanted armor, but I've
Yeah.
never actually had any money.
So they get a critical. They basically get a critical. You rolled 3 6s, right?
Rough.
And for being swarmed by snakes as they're kind of like sinking their fangs into you, the critical hit thing doesn't really make sense, but the certainly the poison thing does. And considering you only had one thing left, we're just gonna go straight to the critical injuries for
Can
poison.
I use my pride? That I can endure any injury.
Pride? I think you can only use pride once per session, right?
Yeah.
Oh, in
think
that
so.
case, I probably picked the wrong time to use it.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I'm just gonna double check that, but I'm pretty.
But you
No,
weren't
hindsight is not
crazy.
usually wonderful. Hindsight is usually extremely annoying. I don't know who
I'm
taught
gonna
you
double
that.
check that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Once per game
Yeah.
session. Yeah, once per game
Yeah.
session.
Well, shit.
Oh.
That's new information that would have changed my actions in the past.
Should have read the book, Harry.
No, I should not have read the book.
You've had
was-
half a year more.
No, the whole point was to not read the book, you fool.
Oh,
Otherwise,
that's
I'd
right.
know
That's
too
right.
much.
That's right. I forgot. You're right.
Okay,
I
so
apologize.
non-typical damage, critical injury. I I mean, Harry, you wouldn't. Sorry, just a point of clarification. You wouldn't be allowed to roll anything here anyway. Your pride is added to a roll that you've made, right?
Right, fair enough.
Listen, you're not making a roll here for dodging or anything because you've used your actions in the turn, right?
Okay.
So it wouldn't have made any difference anyway. But you're basically unconscious. So you're going to be passing. You kind of collapse to the floor with these snakes on you until you die or you're healed. And that's the same. This is the same non-typical damage for everything. So that's also kind of the same for Eric. I think for flavor, it makes more sense that you're screaming incoherently. You're only not unconscious because you're in extreme pain.
Welcome to the club, Harry. Who's going next?
Okay, so let's move to the next. Okay, it's Arlek's turn, right? So Arlek doesn't really
Arlek
do much.
screams incoherently.
Flail on the snakes.
Oh,
Yes.
move!
Flail around to hit the snakes.
Yeah.
Ye the Human Torch.
I will let you make a move roll, which you cannot push, just for shits and giggles.
All right.
Ignominious
Let's do it.
death.
Give me just a base. Give me just a base agility roll, because I don't think skills should come into place here.
Sure.
Or retreat like as a -1 because you're not completely in control. So just as you're kind of flopping around.
So 3B minus 1S.
Just 3B. Just 3B.
Okay.
You had one move, didn't you? Yeah.
No.
Okay. So yeah, you don't take any snakes out. Okay, top of the round then. The first lot of snakes are going to attempt to move past you. I'm going to make them roll for move, which they don't have. They do have an agility rating, so we'll see if they can move past the flames. They don't. They're being held back by your flaming cadaver.
Cadaver.
And so they're kind of like they're holding that's their move action, but they do have an action to theoretically kind of dodge or something, I guess. Well, they're snakes. I probably won't do that. Over to Key.
Shit. So Lyria now has the torch. And Arlek is on the floor, writhing in pain and
Being
burning.
a torch.
And Kark is on the other side of him, on the floor, against the wall, screaming in pain. It's all gone to shit. Oh God! Now I'm going to make a decision. Okay. I've got the club in my hands. I'm going to drop the club. I'm going to hoist up my clothing so my hands are covered, and I'm going to roll Arlek towards the snakes, but also trying to put him out at the same time. So if I don't put him out,
All right.
then obviously the snakes will get whatever is burning. But if I do, then I'll
I
just
gotcha.
have to figure that out.
I think this sounds a bit more like a move roll than something like might or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
But there's an argument for both, I guess.
Do you want me to use might and move?
Why don't we do agility plus might?
Agility plus might.
Because it's more you're shoving. Move is more like you're trying to move yourself.
Yeah.
But it seems like more of an agility base attribute than a strength one. So this would damage your agility as well. Then that means if you decide to push it.
That's okay.
So you got 1 in might, so 4 and 1.
Oh, come on, Ed. What are you doing?
You can push. You can push.
Waiting for all 4 ones to turn up. Yeah, I can't in good conscience let him die.
I
So
mean,
I'm gonna push. Still nothing.
uh,
It's just meant to be.
It's
I kind of-
over. It's
I
over.
roll up my sleeves. I kind of like he's too hot. I push him a little bit. I then have to kind of like step
Yeah.
back.
Don't forget you pushed earlier and got a 1 on What was you got?
That
Empathy, was it? You take,
I've done
don't
that
forget to
already.
take the willpower points for that.
I've done that
Harry,
as well.
also for Kark, you get you pushed that previous
Oh,
attack
yes.
roll,
Mhm.
and you had one attribute damage, your
Didn't
strength. So you added a willpower point for that.
Yep. Is it
Cool.
at this point truly relevant?
You're not dead. I think Arlek is possibly a lost cause. It seems like possibly. You can you're like you've been poisoned, but you're not. You could be healed from it theoretically.
So I guess having Arlek have nothing other than move like from his shoulder from his back onto his face. That's pretty much all I could do.
Yeah.
At least I've got the fire between the snakes and me. So that's it.
Okay, and there were no skulls that came up in that roll. So
No.
like you managed to stop yourself from getting singed in the process at
Yeah.
least. Over to Lyria.
Burn them! The snakes!
Okay, so how are we laid out? We have 2 swarms of snakes.
Yeah.
One is still full. The other one has been depleted by
Yep.
a bunch. We have Arlek, who's still on fire.
Yep.
Kark is on the ground.
He's a little bit on the other side of. So you and Key are on the door side of the room. Arlek
Okay.
is lying in front of you with the snakes on the other side, and
Okay.
Kark leapt over Arlek to lay into the snakes, and he's basically been swarmed and is collapsed on the other side of Arlek. Yeah. So Arlek is lying in front of you on the ground on fire. There are some snakes on the other side of him, and Kark is also on the other side of him with the snakes.
But not on fire, crucially.
You're not on fire. No. Not yet, anyway. Well, I mean, anything's
We can
possible,
only look
right?
forward to it.
Certainly anything's popular right now. Possible, sorry.
Come on, finish me off, Charlotte. Hang on.
So,
Oh no.
Well, I was originally thinking about using Stir the Blood, but that doesn't work against monsters. So I can't make the snakes run away in fear.
Snakes are not monsters.
So I
They're
can
animals.
make them go in
They're
fear.
animals. It's specifically monsters in the book, which can't be affected by certain things.
Okay.
So you're okay to use anything. Yeah, they're not affected by that.
Okay. I am going to use Stir the Blood on the group of snakes that has not been damaged yet.
Okay.
And I'm going to make them flee in fear.
Okay.
Can I somehow make them attack each other to take them all out?
Hold on. Let me look it up again. What's it called again?
Stir the blood. Using this spell, you stir your victim's blood and bring out strong emotions such as lust, fear, or rage. The victim must give in to these emotions in some way. Exactly how depends on the individual and the situation. The GM determines the details. The spell has no effect in combat. Oh, in combat and cannot be used against monsters. Okay, so yeah, we're in combat. Okay, so that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Okay. So then,
I mean, it looks like the only thing you could possibly use is immolate again.
yeah, I'm thinking that. Well, it was either immolate or, what the fuck was it? Firewalker. Because Firewalker makes me immune to heat and cold. I take no damage from fire. So at that point, I could just try and roll Arlek onto the snakes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right, Ed, you have all the good ideas today. You started this mess. How do we move forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can immolate the one group that's fully healthy still.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna use immolate on them.
Yeah, so then I'll have to. Yeah.
Okay.
So I only used 1 willpower last time. So what would I need to do to take them all out? To take that one swarm out?
You're gonna need to do a significant amount of damage. You're gonna need to do
Use it all.
6 damage, basically.
Okay, so I got 3 automatically from doing the spell.
Well, you get, yeah. So you need to You need to spend 4 willpower points to get the extra 2, assuming you're still using the torch, and then you get 1 for being an elf, a half elf. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you'd have to spend 4 willpower points to do 6 damage, and you'd be rolling again for another mishap.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do that.
But you can
Step
kill them all.
away from the wizard.
Like both groups or just the one?
Just the one.
Okay, so I'll knock me down to 1. Oh, sorry, 2 willpower because I had 1 from earlier. No, I didn't. No,
I'll roll a dice to see if there's any splash, because they're all kind of near each other now.
Sure.
So I'll make a roll to see. I'll let you do the roll, but let's do them first. You gonna do that then?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean that's just gonna work as intended. So why don't you give me your magical mishap so we can kind of work out the narrative for how this works altogether.
41.
Oh.
It's getting a little high.
41. All right. 41 says, the spell triggers a magical disease with a virulence of 2d6. So I'm going to roll 2d6. I'll let you roll. You roll 2d6. You and everyone within arm's length of you for the next quarter day are exposed to the contagion.
Let's get him an arm's length, am I? Shit, I am.
Oh, I'm sick too.
Well, you just have to touch the snakes.
9.
6 and 3. So it has a virulence of 9. That means I roll. So everybody who's going to be suffering from this. So everybody roll your endurance. Other than I guess everyone's still alive, right? Nobody's actually dead yet. So everyone gets to roll their endurance.
All right.
And I get to roll 9 dice to see if you suffer from it or not.
Oh, I actually got a success. I think it's my first one of the session.
I have not succeeded, but I did not fail.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Can I use a willpower point to make up some shit so I can roll some more dice? I'm not gonna lie. Survival, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, survival, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's using your human kin talent.
Wait, no. Doesn't make any difference. Yeah, we'll go.
Because still strength.
Yeah.
No.
Just use strength. I'll just use strength.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna roll my 9 dice.
Jeez.
Fucking hell. All right. I mean, good luck. You can't push this either. I've rolled 4 6s, so. Yeah. So So fuck you all.
Charlotte!
Isn't magic awesome?
No!
So you're all you all have it. You're all diseased for the next quarter day. So while you're down in this down in this dungeon, I should say, you've all caught some sort of magical disease.
That happens sooner or later when you're around wizards.
If I had a Warhammer book handy, I would roll for a Warhammer based disease, but we'll just leave it for now.
That's fine.
Okay.
Do we take damage?
I'm gonna
not?
so we're gonna have Harry, can you roll a d6? And
Sure.
basically what you need is if you get a 1 on the d6, you're gonna take some fire damage from all these snakes being set on fire, basically that are all around you, right?
Good lord.
And then Charlotte, I want you to roll a d6 as well.
Oh no, I got a 6.
And if you roll the 6, then you've successfully managed to catch the other group on fire as well.
That's a 1.
No. Okay. So the number 8 is gone. We're up to Harry. So Kark is at number 7, but can't actually do anything at the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And neither can Arlek. So yeah, top of the next round, the snake's gonna go first. They are again going to try and get past Arlek, so I'm going to roll for them again. Okay, that's one success, which is going to be enough. So they basically kind of like slither around maybe the sides of the wall or something, and they kind of manage to get past. And they attack, I guess. You're both kind of standing near him, aren't you? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Key, because Key, you were actually physically trying to move him last.
Yep.
Lyria wasn't, so I'm gonna say that you're
I'm
closer
just
to
standing
Arlek.
here,
Yeah.
minding my
So
own
they're
business.
attacking you.
Well, I don't know about minding your own business. Okay.
Yeah. I lost my page.
I don't want to get it. I don't want to get
I
hit.
remember what it is. That's fine. There we go. Are you gonna attempt to dodge?
If I dodge, I can't remember. If I dodge, does that mean I don't get an action?
Yeah. Well, that's your fast action. You still get a slow action.
That's fine.
You gonna dodge then?
Yeah.
So for dodging, remember, if you throw yourself to the
Move.
floor, you don't get any penalties. But if you want to stay on your feet, then you have to. You'd get like a penalty to your roll.
So penalty
Hey,
1.
run!
Well, it's not his turn.
Okay.
Yet. It's dodging
Okay.
first.
Um.
So you can choose to remain standing at the cost of a -2 penalty.
Son of a- Right. No, I'm not going to dodge. I've got a plan.
Okay. Have you got any armor?
No.
Okay, so you take one.
Yay.
I like that you
One
think you've
poison
got a
damage.
plan.
Roll endurance. You take one damage.
Hey.
In fact, we're not going to do this. This is a bit odd because anyway, it's fine. Give me an endurance roll.
One success.
Yeah. Okay. And right.
Magically diseased, poisoned.
So you take one strength damage.
Right.
Residual hallucinogens. Be a good day.
Okay.
Residual hallucinogens is a great band name.
Yeah.
I'm poisoned. Or am I poisoned?
I'm just looking that up. Give me 1 second.
Hopefully not.
So you're not actually. You take a little bit of damage. You take one strength damage, but you're not actually. You take limited effect, right?
Yep.
So you just take one damage to strength.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we'll mark you down for that. Okay, and now it's your turn.
Right. So I'm going to.
There's like basically half the snakes are around you. They've just bitten you.
Because they're snakes,
Run!
can I just like jump over them and grab Kark's axe so I can attack them?
It'll be a move roll, but to
Yep.
jump over them. But yeah, sure.
Yep. Okay.
If you fail, I'm gonna set you on fire.
Run, Key, run!
Fine. I'm gonna do it.
Do what?
I'm
Run?
gonna jump. No, I'm gonna jump over them.
It's the most bizarre combat encounter.
Yay! Succeeded.
Okay, so you've leapt over. You managed to leap over Arlek without catching on fire. You grab his axe.
Yep. And
Can't believe Arlek's just still blazing merrily away.
and then I'm gonna. So I'm
Like a
guessing
Yule
the
log.
snakes are now on the other side of Arlek,
Yes, they are.
next
indeed.
to Lyria.
Yep.
And now I'm on the
Yep.
side with Kark,
Yep.
right?
But you've got an axe.
Okay. I've got an axe, so I'm gonna push Kark a little bit, so I'm between Kark and the snakes,
Okay.
and the burning Arlek, and
Yep.
Lyria.
So it's basically Lyria, snakes, Arlek, you, Kark.
Yes.
Got it.
I'm prepared to defend myself against the snakes, to save Cock.
Nice.
Okay.
So, over to Lyria.
I back way to the door.
Okay, you take your,
Oh
move,
yeah,
you
I
take your
remember
quick
the
action
Nerdport
to
podcast.
move away from it. Okay. Yep. What are you gonna do with your? You can take two fast actions if you want to keep moving. Just to remind you, if you look at the map, that's the room with the 4 urns. You've just gone into that room.
Go into the map. Yeah.
You're just gonna stay in there for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep on yelling at Key to come on. Could I set like a defensive stance or something while I'm waiting in there with my other unspent turn?
Yeah, we can do a sort of like Overwatch type of thing from some of the other role-playing, other Year Zero engine games, which is kind of like, I guess, the closest to that we've got to run off of. So you kind of go into like a ready stance, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to go to top of the next round. Snakes are going to move after you. You only move the one, right? So yeah. So they close. Yeah. They close to kind of where you are, and you've got this like held Overwatch sort of action. So I'll let you kind of take a chop at them with your weapon.
Sweet.
And then they'll be attacking you straight again after.
What did Defender do?
It allows you to get in harm's way for other people.
I get 1 free parry every round of combat.
Oh, that's right. What's the other one then I'm thinking of? Anyway, doesn't matter.
Alright, so I am doing what? I'm dodging?
No, you're attacking.
Right. Melee 1, strength.
Actually, hold on, let me think about this. You've said you wanted to go into defensive position, so we'll do that instead. I'll let you take a kind of a parry action. A free parry action, so you're not using up anything this round.
See if you can disarm the snakes. Not the sword there, the hands.
Good.
So yeah. Disarm is actually an action you can attempt, but not in this case.
This tooth.
In this case, it would be dumb.
Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense anyway. Right, hold on. I believe... What weapon are you using?
Hand axe.
Right, okay. So you roll your melee plus the gear bonus of the weapon. If it has the if it doesn't have the parrying action, which I don't think the hand axe does, you get a -2 to the roll.
Okay,
I'm assuming I'm actually reading my physical rule book. There were a few changes to this. Is that the sorry, this is the version 1 rulebook, I should say, not the version 2 one. I don't believe there are any changes to parry. Yeah, so -2, you get a -2 to it. So your melee -2. So what's your melee score to start off with?
1.
So you've got to roll 1 negative dice.
How do I do that on this?
Just a 1N instead of skill. No skill dice, and just do a 1N instead.
Okay, so I got 3 base.
1N.
1N.
And
2 G.
Yep.
Can I push?
You can push it, yeah. Mm-hmm. You take 1 damage to your strength. Okay, now I'm going to roll for their attack.
Now I get 1 more willpower from that now, right?
You do take 1
Or is
willpower,
that
yeah. I didn't roll any successes on my attack there, so you don't actually take any damage or anything.
Cool.
And
just the one for pushing.
Just the one from pushing, yes. Your strength is down. Key, over to you.
Okay, so I look over at Arlik. Has Arlik stopped thrashing around and pretty much dead, or is he still like screaming in pain?
Technically, I mean, I kind of want to narrate this rather than do it strictly by the book. But
yep.
He's got an atypical or non-typical critical injury from fire, which says he'll die in 1d6 days. Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
To be on fire.
But there's like ongoing damage from the fire.
Yeah.
I guess the fire's gone out or something. I guess.
Yeah, 1 damage per turn. Unless he.
Yeah, until you get broken. It's until you get broken though. So.
Yeah.
Because it mechanically the ongoing damage doesn't do anything to the crit.
It's the fire is coup de grace me, is what it is.
Yeah, it kind of
That's
is.
fine.
I think. It's kind of
I'm gonna grab Kark and drag him, kicking and screaming down the hall, away from Arlec's body and Lyria in the other room.
Okay.
So we're just heading away from all that shit that's going on down there. So at least I can try and take him as far away from the snakes as possible and try and figure out what to do with him.
Well, I was under the impression that I was not comatose exactly, but not doing much.
Yeah.
You're broken, yeah, which is kind of, yeah. It's hard to say exactly what that means in this instance, but you've been broken by poison. Like, you were already damaged, you already had taken a lot of strength hits and stuff, you're already weak. You got bitten by some snakes, which had venom, and you've collapsed from that.
Probably shivering and
I'm not going to resist, that's for sure.
And you're going to die within a certain length of time if you don't get antidote or you aren't healed. None of you have antidote with you, but...
We'll see what we can do for you, Kark.
So, anyway...
Record my valediction.
That's what you've done, then?
Yep.
He's basically using your... we'll say it's like a combined fast and slow action to drag him. And you can drag him to the... other far end of the room. Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna duplicate all of your little individual minis because that'd be more fun to see exactly where you are. Okay, so then we're back to Lyria. You've got your full. So the previous roll that you made was the carryover from the previous round. So you've got your full suite of actions right now.
I'm waiting for all the fancy minis in that hall. Okay, so I still have like 4 snakes in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Technically, how would I disengage from combat?
There's an action for that.
Yeah.
Because then, technically, if I disengage from combat, I'm not in combat, and I can turn around and make them scared.
Yeah, you could just run. Yeah, exactly. Or you could flee. You can attempt to flee, which is basically to run away.
Yeah, you can like disengage and then flee.
Yeah, that's basically.
Well, I was going to fear the snakes, so that. Richie's no key.
So it's called retreat. Retreat is an action to be used instead of run if you have an active enemy at arm's length, which you do. It brings you to near range. So you roll for your move. So that's what you do first. So roll for your move.
I don't know if I fully want to do that right now.
All right, okay.
I'm still kind of weighing my options.
If you succeed, you've disengaged from them, you've retreated away from them, and then that gives you the opportunity to use the flee action to actually run away, which you don't need to roll for. You just fled. Okay.
But
if you fail that move roll, the enemy gets a free attack against you, and which doesn't count. It's a free attack. It doesn't count towards their actions. You're not able to parry or dodge it, and they move with you as well. So you don't actually manage to get away. You've moved, but they've moved with you and managed to get a free attack.
So if I did break combat, would it still be considered in combat to use Stir the Blood and fear the snakes to...
No, because if you're fleeing combat completely. You can't kind of turn around and go back. So you wouldn't be even able to see them. That's kind of the idea with it. So,
run away.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
If you're fleeing, you're agreeing to run away and leave them behind, and not to kind of half leave but come back, like move a certain distance. If you wanted to do that, you could just, but you're still being in combat. I mean, I don't see a way for that. Yeah.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
I'm going to attack the remaining snakes.
That's not discretion.
This is one of those things where I'm trying to run this by the book as much as possible, but this is where I really love narrative freeform magic systems rather than ones which have rules spelled out for them. But anyway, all good. So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to try and attack the snakes and kind of thinking that now that I've got them bottlenecked in a smaller corridor, they might be easier to hit.
Okay. Yeah.
Since he abandoned me.
Okay, so go ahead and attack.
Okay, so RF. I got 2 strength here. What's that? Oops. 2 base, 1 melee, and 2 gear. 1 success.
Okay. What's your weapon damage?
2.
Okay. Cool. So you lay about you with your axe and you kind of chop up. You managed to kill 2 of the snakes. There's 2 left. In fact, we'll say you kill 3 of them. There's 1 left. Let's do that. It's basically 1 strength left, right?
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna go back to initiative very quickly. Let me go back there, and we're back to top of the round. Top of the 5th round now.
Okay.
Snakes are the one remaining snake. I mean, I'm playing these as kind of like dumb animals, right? So they're just kind of going after you. It's kind of in a rage, so it's going to attack you with its 1 strength. Do you want to attempt to dodge away from it or parry it or anything like that? Fast action.
To be honest, I think I would be kind of confident in my armor.
Okay. All right. Okay. Didn't get any successes. Key, what are you doing?
So whereabouts is Harry? Well, whereabouts is Kark bitten? Is it like it's like an arm, leg, neck, face?
Yeah, I kind of had it where he's been bitten. I got quite a good roll on it. So I'm kind of saying he got bit a few times. Mostly
Okay.
on his legs, I would probably imagine.
Okay.
His
Yeah, we'll
bare
say
feet.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, bare feet.
Yeah,
of course.
although all my like goblin toes are all horribly gnarled, swollen up with the venom.
I was going to say if I use survival instead of healing, to suck out the poison.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, it works in
yeah,
spaghetti westerns.
yeah,
What could
sure.
possibly go
I mean,
wrong?
that's a valid use of the talent.
Yeah. And kind of like put a tourniquet on so the poison doesn't go any further, and I can.
I mean, for a heal, oh god. I mean, oh my god. All right. I mean, he's technically broken, so to heal him from his crit, you've got to get a single success, I believe.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Eric.
Yeah, I think so.
And that doesn't give him. So even if you get more than 1 success, you're not giving. All you're doing is you're healing him from his critical, so that he's.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
He's not.
Oh no, actually, I think if you get more than 1 success, it can do better.
If they're
so-
broken though, if suffering from a critical injury, you have to heal the
Yeah,
critical injury first, don't you?
Well, yeah. So first, you're treating like the critical to make sure they don't die. Like first is like stabilization.
Which is what he's doing now, right?
Yeah. So that's not going to affect whether he's broken.
That's
or
what I'm saying. Right now, he's rolling this to
Yeah.
stabilize him. So even if you get 3 successes, you're stabilizing him. You're not able to heal like 3 strength. That would be
Yeah.
a follow-on healing roll.
Right, yeah. The most important application of healing is giving first aid, saving life, blah, blah, blah. They suffered a critical injury. A failed roll at this point could mean the end for your patient, so be careful.
Nice.
Well, he's not going to get any other help, is he? So he's going to die, or he's going to die slowly and painfully, or there's a small chance he might survive. And he is my friend after all. So I'm going to suck the poison out of his leg, his little goblin legs.
Nice. You wrap your lips around his filthy, dirty leg. Only his head was in the mouth,
yeah,
right?
that's the only bit
It
that
didn't
got
quite
cleaned.
get down. His legs didn't quite get healed.
Yeah.
To be
Okay,
fair, my legs are probably just about as filthy as your face is, so.
that's fine. Here we go. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So, Kark, you are no longer suffering from somehow. Maybe it's your goblin metabolism or something. It hasn't managed to get directly into your bloodstream, and somehow you're brought back from the brink.
It was creepy. But of course,
Yeah.
I'm still broken until healed.
Oh, you're also all still diseased too, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that. Because you're going to
No,
start
no.
suffering strength and agility damage
Yay!
on it every day. Oh no,
Oh, we'll have
it's for a quarter day you're suffering this. So yeah.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay, well done. Arlek. Yeah, no such luck.
Thinhorn had a thing where if you're on fire, you can roll endurance rolls to see if you die or not.
I kind of like
I guess
that.
that's a case in later games.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Sorry,
give me an endurance roll then?
All right, let's do it.
I'm afraid I can't suck the fire off of you.
Oh wait, I can't make any rolls. I have no strength. That doesn't
Oh,
work.
God. Oh,
What are you
dear.
How does that?
That's not gonna work.
How's that gonna work if you're
Yeah.
on fire?
Anyway,
because
maybe
fire
it
breaks
works
your
in
strength.
yeah. I guess in
Okay.
Alien you wouldn't have strength damage. You're just taking your health damage, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's
let's
true.
forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never mind.
Okay. Over
Oops.
to Lyria. We're right at the end of the allotted time as well for this
Yep.
session.
Gonna go after that last one.
All right.
Snake.
Give me an attack roll.
Two successes.
Yeah, that'll do it. You managed to chop up the
Stomp
last
on
one.
it.
Stomp on it, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're done with combat. Yeah. Right. You're in this kind of you're in this room with these holes in the wall where the snakes kind of came out of.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give me a little talk about what's going on? Kark, you're back with one. I think you're back with 1 strength. Oh no, you're just stabilized. I think you're still.
Yeah,
You're
I think
broken.
I'm still out of it.
You're still broken. Yeah. Yeah. So.
I've no idea what
Um,
I'd say anyway.
Is Arlek still on fire?
Smoldering nicely.
I would say no. I mean, it's like
When
burning
I-
from the inside, right? I think.
Well-
Yeah.
Now
Can
we
I
know
get
where the
past
meat ration
him
is
without
coming
damage?
from today.
Yeah, you can get past him without damage. We're in round 5, right? That combat lasted 5 rounds. I think. And all the way
Minute being
through,
burnt.
what you were trying to do to Arlek was to try to use him as a sort of like flaming log to keep the enemies at bay, rather than trying to do anything else. So I think I mean, Eric, I don't know how you feel about this. What are your thoughts on it?
On which part?
Like,
Is
do you
he
think
dead
you
or
would have?
not?
Yeah, exactly.
The being used as a flaming log.
I mean,
Some people might
I
object.
feel like we've been poisoned. I have multiple poison sources. I've been on fire.
Diseased as well. technically.
Rolled around, diseased. I think he's dead.
Yeah, I think
I'm not happy about it.
I kind of
but-
like the thing you said before about the coup de grace, which is there's a rule in the game which says
Yeah.
if an enemy does damage to you when you're already broken, then it's an instant death, right? And the
Yeah.
idea with fire is that it does 1 damage to you every round until the fire is put out. And none of you try to put the
Yeah.
fire out; you just left them on fire, which makes me think.
Well, Keith tried, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it is what it is.
all right. Yep.
Okay, well, when I see Lyria is starting to come back in the room, I'm going to unsling my bow and notch an arrow. Stay over there!
Come no closer.
What the fuck? What the hell?
You knew it was going to come to this.
You knew what this was.
The moment we entered this place, you knew what was going to happen.
That is not at all true.
Uh,
That
No.
is very opposite of what's true.
I'm
We
going
did not know
to
what was going to happen.
slowly walk forward.
Stay
when
where
I
you
get-
are.
When I get to Arlec's body, I'm going to pick up some of the snakes. The ones that are cooked decently to be able to eat. Going to
Oh, no.
slowly walk towards him, say, we need to get some food into him, or else he's going to die.
I look at Arlek. I think he's pretty much dead.
I'm talking about Kark. After what happened earlier, I'm more than happy to let him die.
What do you mean what happened earlier?
We can save him. Think of everything that we have been through together.
Well, Kark's my friend. And you know, you're kind of sort of were the leader. But I'm not really so sure about what you've done with poor Arlek.
If she wants to die mad and alone in this dungeon hell, then let her. Let's just blow this popsicle stand.
Come on, put your bow down.
Stop walking closer.
I'm not going to hurt anybody.
Proven objectively untrue.
Really? You promise?
Oh no!
God.
Don't be
Oh, come
taken
on.
in.
It's me.
I promise.
I'll lower the bow. Good to know. It's
And I'll
cool.
start walking slowly towards her, or towards him, sorry.
Mhm.
Still hold on to snakes.
Yeah. All right. You get closer. Are you gonna do anything?
Gonna try and give Kark a snake to eat,
Okay.
and then hand one off to Key afterwards.
Snakes aren't magic healing potions, you know.
I mean, you need to be.
Severely found
You need
wrong.
to be fed to be able to rest to recover strength.
Yeah.
But it's you're right. It's not gonna do anything else. You still need a
Well-
healing roll.
I suggest we find a decent place to sit down and.
I'm going to say the only way out is through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the
That
interest
sounds
of
like a plan.
in the interest of tying this off, because we're at the 2.5 hour mark, which is
Yeah.
So I didn't mention this at the beginning of the stream, but I wanted to, we'd all agreed before that we'd be doing 2.5 hour streams now, so it's a little bit longer. You're gonna push on, keep pushing on.
I think that'll be the plan.
You're gonna leave Arlek.
I would.
You leave
Yeah.
Arlek there.
Yeah, leave his spirit to guard these halls for all eternity.
I like that.
The
Yes,
warden-
there is going to
the
be a
warden in the
spirit.
dark.
There's going to be a spirit in there for sure. Unless he gets buried somehow. There's a history of undead and wraiths and ghosts and things in this setting, so yeah, makes sense that Arlek is wandering the.
I mean, I'd be keen to try and go back the way we came.
so not push on.
Oh, come on. We've got one session left. Let's all just go out with a bang. Or a whimper, as the case may be.
We could go back. That would make sense. Then we could take Arlek with us. If we can get close to him.
Well, I mean, at that point, I would probably cast my Firewalker, which shouldn't give me any kind of negatives at that point because it's only level 1, right?
What's only level 1?
Firewalker makes me immune to fire and heat and cold.
Yeah, there's no automatic mishap, but you would have to roll. The one thing we haven't been doing is every time you make a you use magic, you would be rolling a number of dice equal to the amount of willpower points you were using. And if any of those come up with a 1, you suffer a mishap. But because you're chance casting, you automatically suffer it anyway, so there's no point in rolling.
Right.
There's no it doesn't increase the severity of the mishap or anything like that. Anyway,
Right,
so
so
yeah,
to
you
do that-
would still be able to do the Firewalker thing. There's still a chance you would get a mishap on it though. But yeah.
I figure we put him out and then drag him back
he's
out.
out. Like the
Yeah.
fire's out. I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yeah,
say it's been long
That's
enough.
fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
I can't imagine there's much in his body to continue to burn for a long time.
We'll have to go back out.
So this is more a case of, rather than continuing to roleplay for a long time,
Yeah.
more a case of what's the
So we'll-
intent, so I have an idea for
I think the intent will be to go back the way we came, get out
with
here
Arlek.
with Arlek's body,
Okay.
so I can bury him,
Okay.
and then I guess meet up with the elves again, or at least avoid the elves again, and get all our kit back and rest up, so we can try this again, or
Well,
not,
at
depending.
at dawn, the elves are going to attack, so
So I guess
it's out of
on
our hands now.
going
Okay,
home,
well,
we gave it a solid shot. We had a square go, and it went badly.
that sounds like a plan. We'll do that then.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
On the plus side, if we keep ourselves safe, we can loot all the corpses after they have a battle.
Right. Thank you, everyone, for the game. This is again. I know we talked about like, oh, I hope there are no more puzzles after the last session. This is just lots of puzzles, one after the other. I won't. Should I tell you what happened with that last room, or should we leave it?
Nope, believe it.
We'll leave it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching in the stream and for commenting.
Thank you, everyone.
Mainly Fenhorn,
Yeah.
But I can see Astinato is
mainly
in there as
Fenhorn.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll catch you next. It won't be next month. It's going to be. There's not going to be no
gonna be
actual
next
plays
year.
running in December, so it'll be in January when we're going to be running the next session.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure on the date yet. I need to still iron that out. So just
Yeah.
stay in touch over social media, etc., and we'll. We'll let you know. It's probably going to be halfway. It's probably going to be in the second half of January. But yeah, thanks very much, everyone.
Join us on
Cheers.
Discord.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
links to all of our social media are in the description for this video. Discord is where we're most active. There's a link to it's like an invite to that. So if you want to go find us there. If you haven't already, subscribe and like this channel. Subscribe to the channel and like this video. It helps keep to keep the channel growing. And that's it. So
It pleases the algorithm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cheers.
and rest in peace, Arlek.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, folks.
Bye.